La 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 hee hoo. What's going on, everybody? I'm back at it again. Let's make sure my camera's on. It is not. Give me just 1 second. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Oh, crap. I didn't realize it cuts off the top of my head when I do that. Here, hold on. Let me raise the desk up a little bit. Boop, boop, boop. A little bit down, a little bit down, a little bit down. There we go. How are you all? As promised, I ended up having a little bit more time in the evening. 1 second. And let me bring up my chat. Let me raise the desk up a little bit. Darmo, what's going on? Abandonment, how are you? Hello, I missed the first stream earlier, but I'm back. Always good to have you back, dude. Always good to have you back. Joshua, how are you? Good evening, you too. Queen, what's up? Didn't get your notification, man, but came anyway. Appreciate it. Thank you, Queen. It is much appreciated. Let me boom, 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 boom. Playing games. There we go. And let me pull the chat back up and let's go ahead and get this party started. We should be able to get out of Act 1 today. Very, very exciting stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Very exciting stuff. I'm seriously wanting to play Tyranny. Once I finish Deadfire, Kingmaker, and Wrath of the Righteous, all on hold. Wow. All on hold while you play what? What are you playing right now, Darmo? Shadow Star, what's going on? Did you take a nap or something? No. I'm responsible for picking up my daughter every day. So I had to stop to pick up my daughter. I had to pick her up from school. Then she had ballet. And then I still wait around at the ballet just to make sure my wife doesn't need anything. So they're both home. They're both settled. She's going to be putting my daughter down soon. So I know now that I have a window of time to be able to get back started. Started playing Pillars of Eternity 1 again. My wizard is an idiot. He keeps running into the enemies. It's been so much fun revisiting Pillars of Eternity mechanics. I'm worked on a review that should be coming out tomorrow. So it was nice getting reacquainted with everything. And I plan to start working on a series for ranking all the different classes and whatnot. So I can't wait to dive back in and figure out all the different mechanics and weaves that I need to pull out to put together that new player's guide. Should be fun. Should be very fun. All right. Let's level up before we have this convo, because I don't know what this convo is going to contain. So I know we got might, we got quickness, we got finesse. Feel like we probably need. I feel like quickness is what we need the most. We need to make sure that we are lighting these people up. And then, you know what? Let's give him. Feel like he could probably use at least even help. You know, not the negatives down there. And then he gets to level up something, right? So cool. We saw. Oh yeah, this improves his lore skill. That's definitely what we want. Grants layer hit precision and the ability to decipher ancient languages, a useful skill for deciphering new magics during travel. Definitely want him to have that as well. So we'll take that. And then you get what? One more thing along this level? No, it was this, right? Gain a bonus to accuracy when attacking targets that are farther than 5 meters away. I'll take that, and bam. Excellent, excellent. Ooh, I got another missive. May the edict claim your worthless life. Damn! Was just focused on work, actually. We'll start with Deathfire, I think. It's the furthest along. Nice, nice, okay. Okay, that's awesome. So then you're replaying Deadfire just the right time. I'll be having some videos out for you soon that will hopefully help you in your playthrough. We are not completely without our senses. We knew Kairos would issue an edict on our valley. Perhaps the Overlord has a sixth sense of humor, but I can assure I laughed when I learned the death sentence doomed the Outbreaker and Puppet equally. I had such low expectations for the servant of the so-called Archon of Justice. Tunin seems little more than a passive stooge that sits on the throne to legitimize the carnage and plunder of the other Archons, the face of prosperity that lets Kairos claim one thing while being another. I would have hoped you actually did serve justice, the notion, not the Archon, but your actions have said otherwise. At least I can thank you for proving my cynicism entirely warranted. If you survive this upcoming slaughter, bear witness that I, Tarkus Ari of the Vendrian Guard, do take responsibility for the actions of my crew. Should my warriors come before the court's axe, tell Tunin they were starving, desperate, and easily manipulated into a struggle that was mine and not theirs. Sell this lie as well as you would sell the lies of the Overlord. Tarkus Ari, captain of the Vendrian Guard, patriot of Apex. Damn! He ain't playing. He is not playing. An accent that fused the elements of frost and fire together. Whoa! Plus 30 lore to look at that. Oh, snap. He's got a lore of 77 now. All right. Well, we got to remove all your stuff, buddy, because you are way beyond all of that. You are way beyond all of that. So let's start with life. Gifu, what's going on, man? How are you? Hulk, what's up, man? Good to see both of you. Hope you all are doing well. All right, so this is the intensity signal, 55. Let's go ahead and give you some more range as well. So that's 4 meters. And then can you handle that? You can't quite handle that yet. So we'll assign that to you. And then let's also give you a long range option. So we're going to make this more intense. And then can we increase the range? We cannot increase the range. And that means we can't do that either, but you'll have this option. Cool. So now you got 2 healing options. Now, in addition to healing, we want to go ahead and give you these illusion options, right? Yep. Illusion. So this was the 2-meter cone, right? And a mask. Oh, no. This is the one that makes them blurry. So, yeah, let's do that. And let's give it more range. And what's this? We could give it more duration. And this is the accuracy. We don't need plus 15 accuracy on it. That doesn't make sense. So assign and give that to her. Okay. Well, we're giving it to Lantry, but we really want to put it on Verse. Shimrugu, what's going on? How are you, dude? Walmart is selling a 4070 console and high-tech PC fit under 2K. Should I buy it or not? I've been told to be wary. Well, it depends. Are you the type to buy your PC or to make your PC yourself? If you're the type to make your PC, then no, of course, definitely, that's not going to make sense. But if you're not, then yeah, it's definitely going to work for you. Definitely going to work for you. Ooh, I can make the prone effect one something that. Oh, this just gives it more damage, but I don't need more damage. I need the affliction to last for longer. That's what I need. There we go. Woo! This is gonna be fire. Full area of effect. Yeah, this is nice. Woo! This magic system is so much freaking fun. Patarabo. I don't do politics. Sorry. Vote your conscience, man. Whatever works for you. Nemig, what's going on? Hey, man. Hope you're doing well. Glad to see you back on. Thank you. Good to be back. Good to see you as well. I wish Wrath of the Righteous had save skim during fire. I'm sure quite a few people agree with you. Man. So we can make the cone a little bit larger. Or we can actually make it, so instead of a 100-degree cone, we can make it a 115-degree cone, accents that increase the area that a spell affects, and it'll let us do that. Interesting. Oh, and we could make it for a little longer, but that's not going to work. That requires too much. Yeah, so this will have to do. All right, let's see how this works. Should be very interesting. Now, finally... let's see. If he does this, this is 35. He can do this. And he can't do that. And that's the only one you want, so fine, we'll do that. And then this is 50. That's too much for him. All right, fine. Excellent. Save. Did we? We talked to Isotonus, right? He already got his iron. Warm my heart to arm and iron soldiers is only the finest. Yeah, he's good. Okay, cool. So we've talked to all the vendors. We've submitted all the quests. The only one, your forces have prevailed. Return to Ashes to inform the archons of your success. Bam. We are ready to proceed. Here, hold on. All right, one archon, save, bam. A 4070 system to build is around $1,500. Need to know what kind of CPU it is. Sloan, what's going on? Hey, Slandered here, just in time for the best part of the game. Yeah, this part is a lot of fun. Tell lightweight, baby. I don't build, so I'll buy the whole set from the 4070 console, high-end PC with LED keyboard and mouse for under 2K. Okay. I mean, I haven't bought a PC in a long time, so I can't tell you whether or not that's a really good deal, to be honest with you. Is it one of those Legion PCs? Gifford would probably know better. I don't know. I'll check again tomorrow. Okay, check again, and then let us know when you come back to the stream. Sunset, what's going on? Bro, I was so sad when I saw I missed your stream earlier. I love the vibe. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you've been enjoying the streams, dude. Good to have you back. And no need to be sad. I'm going to do these on a regular basis. You're all good.
How can we trust your rabble not to turn at this last moment? How many of your conscripts have family bonds to the Vendrian Guard? It is decided. The disfavored will take the vanguard of the assault. It is the only way to assure success before the edict comes to pass.
Graven Ash's roar pulses your eardrums, his face reddening as he yells.
Oh, you're so young. We can forgive you for being stupid. Without your Archon of Stone to bring down those walls, you're out of your element. Only the chorus has the numbers required to swarm the walls from all sides. We will lead the vanguard of this battle.
I love you, darling. No, I do not have pink eye. No. And mommy's feeling much better. Love you, darling. Your hair looks nice. You good? All right. Close my door. Love you, beautiful. Have a good night. Leave my dice alone. No, you already seen it. Go to bed. Love you. If I recall, most likely well about Legion is decent. Just make sure you get a warranty. Kind of forgot how much money you made in Pillars of Eternity. I'm level 4 and got 22,000 copper. I've always liked Pillars of Eternity's copper standard. Yep. I like the way Pillars of Eternity steadily gives you money. Coming to I brought mine. Not recommend back when you couldn't find the 39 list. It was already in a system pre-built. I hated those days. I wanted one so bad. I either got the 3080 or the 3090. I don't see a need to upgrade to the 40 series. I'm a wait. For Dad, yeah. I'm trying, Joshua. I'm doing everything I can. Everything I can to make her feel taken care of.
The best the chorus could accomplish would be leaving a ramp-shaped pile of corpses propped up against the walls for my warriors to use. Their fortifications are not a concern. Even understaffed, my Earthshakers could breach the masonry in short order.
Another brilliant idea. Cairn's cult is, we're sure, every bit as trustworthy and sane as the late Archon of Stone himself. You did notice the spire at the center of the citadel? Hard to miss it, being only the tallest thing on the horizon and such. Certainly your Earth mages won't do anything stupid like, say, breaking the spire's foundation? What could possibly go wrong?
The voice on the right lazily twirls his scepter. You hear the voices in your head. We love saying that name, Cairn, just to watch him squirm. Graven Ash had so much hair back before he met us.
I trust them more than I trust your circus of rapists, sell swords, and turncoat tearsmen.
The amount of time this game freely refers to people as rapists is amazing. Like, even in an old school RPG, I can't remember seeing this word thrown around so freely. Archon Ash turns his head and, upon seeing you in the tent, relaxes his posture. Mind you, it perfectly fits. Perfectly fits. Like, these people are not just running around killing. They doing it all the above. All the above. And that should be acknowledged. It's just crazy to see it acknowledged.
Tunon's Fatebinder has arrived.
The war tent falls silent, and all eyes turn to you expectantly. My missions in Echo Call Crossing and Trip Nettle Wilderness were successful, with little help from the disfavored.
I'm sorry if you feel the Legion did not pull its weight. Perhaps my troops should conduct themselves as undisciplined, uncooperative children, as is the case in the chorus. Would that be more to your liking? Now that we are all assembled, I want reports. The Scarlet Chorus was going to resolve the Oathbreaker presence in the Outer Valley. What became of that?
Why really? I pretty much run anything on ultra high. There's no point in upgrading. Exactly. They're not gonna sucker me into a bunch of money. Overspent by. I bought my PC during the PC shortage. Oh, overspent by about $700. I couldn't do it. I was tempted. I almost, but nope. I was like, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. So like the Boggle Horde kicking at doors and killing them. Exactly. Super on theme.
Yes, what did become of that? We should know already, yet we do not. If we are not mistaken, the Fatebinder played a pivotal role in this operation. Fifth Eye, shed light on this baffling question.
The Oathbreaker raiders were broken, and most importantly, their captain was taken, and he has told us. The Archon of Secrets grips his helmet as a chittering percussion of whispers pour forth.
Nothing. Curse you, motherless fucks! What have you brought but fire and suck?
The voice of Narat slaps the forehead portion of his mask, and for a moment, the emerald flames within his robes dim.
Oh, suffering doesn't really capture the nuance of what we've done. Apologies. We've been savoring this one's defiance. We know much of their inner workings, their desperate allies, their foolish hopes. This is our battle to lose.
Why I am on equal footing with Kairos' clown, I will never understand. So, Fatebinder, you would deem this mission successful?
The Oathbreakers were scattered, and I took the captain alive as requested. There's not much else to add.
Iron Marshal, I understand we've established a foothold across the Matani. Report.
Yo, Sam, how are you? Boss Page, good to be back, dude. Yeah, I was off today, Sam, so I was able to fit in a couple of streams. Working out nicely. Securing the Matani was a gruesome affair. An agent of the School of Tide still lives, and the river was turned against us. Despite our losses, the day ended in success at Echo Call Crossing, though victory came at great cost. When it came time to secure the nearby Echo Call village, there was a distressing discovery. The villagers had been stashing iron weaponry, no doubt stolen from our supply lines. Commander Antio wished to burn the village, but the Chorus disagreed, and the Fatebinder backed their claim. Their leader, Captain Matani Sabil, was bested in combat, but taken captive by the Scarlet Chorus. Despite the disfavor taking the lead on this operation, the Fatebinder felt it necessary to apply Chorus doctrine to the captives.
A most wise judgment, good Fatebinder. The Oathbreaker captain will no doubt provide hours of entertainment, and perhaps even some useful information.
The voice of Narat hurls his scepter into the air with a loud chuckle, gingerly snatching the scepter out of the air as it falls. You hear the voices in your head. She has been a most delectable treat, that one. So obstinate, so inarticulate in her flailing defiance. Some things are best savored in slow, tantalizing doses. We must thank you once again for delivering her onto us.
This will be just like Stalwart, when your own conscripts chose suicide over service to the chorus.
Oh, snap.
It'll be no different than the others. Petulant, uncooperative, and motivated to feed you false information.
Odd. You think the Tearsmen so pathetic and harmless, yet you seem pathologically afraid of what they might teach the chorus.
Calling me a coward in not so many words? You and Narata cut from the same cloth. Enough! If these are my allies, why bother with the enemy? Even the low-born Oathbreakers have the honor and decency to...
The Archon of War slams them all to the ground with bone-rattling thud.
Oh, finish your thought, old chap. They have the honor and decency to... To what? To abide by some sort of deal you made with them?
Uh-oh. The voice of Narat spins his scepter in the palm of his hands. You hear the voices in your head. Can you not hear the treachery in his words? How can we be sure he hasn't been stalling this whole campaign? His legion boasts of victory after victory, and yet these half-wit Oathbreakers suddenly give the disfavored pause. I'm Boss Man, good for Halo or more looter-shooting angle. Remake, what's going on? How are you? 2 streams, this is forbidden. I like your content and demanded more. Got my desktop back today after 2 years. Uh-oh. HP at 750, perfect for my game machine. Nice. Scowling at the Archon of Secrets, Graven Ash says nothing, his body heaving with agitation. A truce with the Oathbreakers. Is this true?
It's immaterial is what it is. The edict is all that matters now, and we will march on Ascension Hall and avenge our fallen brethren.
Enough bickering. We are running out of time to take Ascension Hall.
Fatebinder is right. Our survival is at stake. All that matters is taking Ascension Hall. Iron Marshal, ready our troops. Fifth Eye, tell your gangs to cover our flanks.
You will do as we order. You are not to take orders from this addled ponce.
Then the impasse is clear. We both wish for the honor of leading this final assault on the Vendrian Guard. Since Tunon is not here to select the rightful bearer of this honor, we must turn to the Archon's proxy.
With whom do you stand?
The voices of Narat's mask tilt sideways as he lurches forward, wagging his scepter at you. You hear the voices in your head. Now is not the time for compromise. One of us will have the honor of completing this glorious conquest. We know you will choose wisely. The tent grows quiet as the gathering looks to you in anticipation. You will march on the Vendrian Well Citadel together or not at all.
You test my patience, Fatebinder. We did not ask for a weak compromise that leaves all parties unsatisfied.
Snap, that's not possible?
Whom do you support? Are you going to let the Scarlet Chorus traitors have their way? Or will you stand by Kairos' true disciples, the disfavored?
The Scarlet Chorus will lead.
I should have suspected as such. What did Narata offer you? For your sake, let's hope he promised you enough power to protect yourself from me.
Damn!
A wise choice. The Scarlet Chorus will be honored to silence the last of the Vendrian Guard insult. Graven Ash, we hereby order you to stand down and remain here at camp until we have secured the Citadel.
Scarlet Chorus indeed, Boss Page. Really great data game is Legend of Dragon.
If the Chorus leads the charge, they will fail. I will not sit idly by while the edict claims my legion. The disfavored will carve a path to the Citadel on our own, if that's what it takes.
The air crackles with electricity as Graven Ash lifts his maul to strike. Yeesh. Fatebinder, your vision comes into focus, as does the feeling of a hand on your shoulder. Are you with me, Fatebinder? You don't look hurt, but say something. Something. Good. Same old Fatebinder. Was worried there for a second that you had been seriously hurt. Your guardian here came to your rescue. The Crimson Spear taps Barrack on the shoulder with a hearty smile. Barrack turns to greet the gesture with a cold stare.
I wasn't trying to save you. I was trying to save her.
He points to Verse and sighs.
And what happened, you bleeding hard iron shit tower?
And Verse crosses her arms and glares.
I picked her up and she stabbed me. Put a dent in my side that I won't forget. So I put her down and dragged you out here to recuperate.
What is it with you two?
This is no time to narrate our life stories. If the edict comes crashing down on our heads, none of it will matter anyway.
On that note, better to leave now while we're well parted. You've made your allegiances clear. I hope you serve a good long term with the Scarlet Chorus, and that we never meet on the wrong side of the battlefield.
This isn't about choosing sides, it's about resolving the edict. Stay with me as my deputy, at least that long, then I will release you from service.
I've had enough of your justifications and empty values. Your actions speak a great deal louder than your slippery words. How could I put my trust in an enemy of the great general? Why shouldn't I simply kill you now, traitor?
Barrack roars with inhuman fury and shoves you with all of his strength. He raises his hands as if to strangle you and then lowers them, trembling with restraint.
No, you aren't worth it. I have too much to accomplish in service to the great general to deal with you now. When we meet in the field of battle, I won't have any reservations about cutting off your breath.
Lore, you do realize that you struck an agent of the court, don't you? Barrack stands perfectly still, his hands balled at his sides. By my office, I command you to stand by my side as an unwilling vassal. Welcome to the war, soldier.
Between my temper and your reckless authority, I don't know which of us I hate more right now. Very well. Know that whenever I raise my arm in combat, I would rather bring it down on your head.
The voices of Narada has already departed for camp, and I'm headed there now. Come join us. We would be honored to have you join us for the assault. He lets out a wicked chuckle as he turns to depart. I mean, not like there's anything left for you here. Oh, this is, so we're right outside the Dishonored camp. Nice. Craven has been putting this play. Always, of course. I'm doing my second playthrough. My first one I never finished, though. It's well worth finishing, and Tyranny doesn't take long to finish. Florian, what's up? How are you? Lurking while... What's going on, Tito? Lurking while trying to finish Pathfinder Kingmaker. Ooh! That's a game I definitely want to get to. Should have played as a mage. What do you mean? And what, Queen? So far, I like Queen Faye the most, unless you're talking about the anime and not the game. Shit Tower's a new one. What's going on, James? Ooh, honey barbecue chicken tender. Nice. I'll see who is this guy. That's just him playing hard to get. Nice. Here. Let's see if they'll let us back in. The guard nods in your direction.
I'm on it.
Graven Ash protects. The large wooden gate is barred tightly from the other side. Let's see if this guy has anything more to say. You aware of the events happening? You got nothing to say. All right.
Not
fine.
happening.
So, let's see. I don't know how to do... So, can't go here. It doesn't... There's no option here. Note you mentioned that you like comics. Did you read Invincible? I saw the first season of Invincible. I've never read the comics. I've never read like the full comics, but I've seen snippets of the comics. So I know a little bit about what's supposed to happen in season 2, but not really the whole scope of the story. These guys say anything different? Fate Binder, nope, you're good. And what about you? The eve of battle is upon us. Ready yourself for the siege of Vendrian's Well. With the edict looming, there's no turning back. The chorus is brave and fearless, but it lacks order. And if we lose discipline and tarry on our march or falter in our siege, the edict will kill us before the Oathbreakers or the disfavored have the chance. And offer, Fatebinder, march with us, add your strength to our tide of blades. The mob could learn well from your example, and your prowess could certainly inspire. I will lead the vanguard of the Scarlet Chorus. As I suspected, the call of glory sings to your heart's tune. The Fifth Eye claps his bloody gloves together. The camp will mobilize soon. We will meet at the staging grounds of the Citadel. This will be a glorious hunt, dear Fatebinder. Something to tell the children. Speak with Fifth Eye. Oh, okay, so there's no way to meet with, what's his name? You got anything more to say?
Have you come to grovel before me?
Nope. You got anything more to say? Nope. Can I do some more training with y'all? Baz, what you got? What are you training? Bows. Okay, none of us are ready to train again yet, so. That is that. Here we go. Tyranny seems like playing as a mage would make more sense. Oh, mage is nice, but the thing is that you don't have to be a mage to take advantage of all the good magic stuff. And we already have Lantry on the team, so. But I'm sure mage, Tyranny as a mage is awesome because the mage system is so fantastic. Vereen, what's going on? Yeah, Pathfinder is fantastic. I really enjoyed those games. Knock Knock is my favorite. You know, he's definitely one of my favorite Kingmaker party members. In fact, I mean, of course, I like Amira the most. That's my top. But Knock Knock was fantastic. Real talk, you couldn't pay me the rest of the Scarlet Courses camp. You'd be lucky if the least disgusting thing to find being waking up to a mouse making whoppy to your leg. I don't think it was really evil, more neutral. It depends on how you played. I think you could influence them, right? So it depends.
I can see the Fifth Eye, that wretched creature. He stands to the east of us.
Really? I would have never noticed him being right there and all. Glory to the voices of Narat. The Fifth Eye salutes you, his masked face dancing nervously in all directions, despite the rest of his body's otherwise confident posture. The mustering song is nearly complete. Soon comes the canticle of slaughter, and we will need the strong, he jabs a finger toward you, to rise up and lead. By custom, you are judge, jury, and executioner. Today, we must ask you to take on the last and most sublime of your sacred duties. The best bluff is often the most obvious. The Fifth Eye points to a bloody finger toward the main gate of the Citadel. We charge for the gate, right into the Oathbreaker's doorstep. The Horde should bring the defenders surging to the inside of the gate. Then we unleash our magic. Fire and panic will claim the Oathbreakers. The more concentrated the defenders, the better. What are the disfavored? Our scouts report Iron Legionnaires moving in the area. It's obvious they have the same goal as we do. They are just a step ahead, it would seem. Make no mistake, the Oathbreakers will be a minor inconvenience. The foul disfavor will be the more worthy challenge. We must stay alert. What can we expect from the Oathbreakers? The Vendrian Guard will flail vigorously on their way out, but it will be for naught. In the dilemma between courage and overwhelming numbers, never waver on courage. The Fifth Eye gestures cast. We are more concerned by the disfavored's presence. They are likely waiting for us to engage with the enemy, so that they might surround us while occupied. Given that the edict compels us forward, we have a rousing melee ahead of us. I'm ready. Let's do this. Our blood chanters are ready in a conflagration that should take the gate off its hinges. But at the same time, the Oathbreaker mages are warding the gate with protective magic. He points to the northwest. I need someone to scale the wall and kill the mages maintaining the ward. If I send these unwashed pukes, their corpses will clog the parapets. This task requires your strength. If you are wounded in battle, come see me at once, and I will tend to the bleeding, though my methods do nothing for the pain. Enemies inbound! I call first blood! So here, let's see. Did he say in which direction? Oh, yeah, these mages over here. Find a way over the west wall. Okay, so we're supposed to be going up. And I received a missive. The dawn of ascension. Joker. The Archon informs me that the recapture of the Citadel from the Vendrian insurrectionists continues apace. That they wrote me separately of their divergent tactical intentions engenders no small concern, but I trust now in your efforts. May your good judgment see you through the coming confrontation with glory and success, and back to the safety of our court. Tunon, the adjudicator, Archon of justice. Thank him. Archon Tunon, as always, your words fortify me against the imminent difficulty and strife. I eagerly anticipate returning to your hall. A reasonable discussion on the Overlord's legal code appeals greatly after the discord of this campaign. Sure. Kingmaker. Oh, Jathal. Jathal was fantastic. Good call out, Abandonment. My girl, I was emotionally destroyed upon learning I couldn't romance her. She would have made a fantastic romance, for sure. Tristan would be my second favorite, then the girl who broke her paladin oath or something. Neither one of them appealed to me. I found both of them annoying. Tristan was cool by like the end. I did like his overall character arc, but I didn't like him through the character arc. Not for any like fault of Outcast. He's a great character, just doesn't appeal to me personally. The Rise is great. I liked it as much as BG3. Me too, just for different reasons. I need to finish your Kingmaker playthrough Slandered. I only watched 5 out of 16. Just want to know if becoming a lich is possible in Pathfinder Kingmaker. No, Kingmaker doesn't have mythic paths. Yeah, I never finished that playthrough, so I only got up to like 16. It was too hard trying to do a members only Let's Play and do content for the main channel as well. I couldn't handle it. I agree, Tristan's really well when just kill Jathar? Oh, Tito, you're missing out. You're missing out. You should have found a way to keep her around. Jathar is in. Oh, snap. I didn't realize that they would come out from here as well. Oh, and that's Landry. You need to go backwards, sir. There we go. Yep, and then you. There we go. And then you. Which one of these is Spectral Bolero? There we go. There we go. What are you doing? Why did he just throw his freaking... Ooh, okay. All right. It just is what it is. You've got to manually control everything he does, clearly, because that's not working. That is just not working. And then Joker hits the archer, even though I told all of them to focus on him. Well, what is going on? What is going on? There, please end this. All right, I'm just gonna have to manually take control of you all every single time. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You back up. And then which one's the Spectral Blur again? You don't have any other options. That's fine. What do you have? You got this. Why are you so close? Oh, because I brought him up for versus thing. Okay. All right. Now where were we? Good Lord. The wheel axle on this wagon is broken, likely tending to its abandonment here. Grass and dirt have begun to overtake the portions of it closest to the ground. What? No. I don't want to. Even though technically this is the wrong way, right? I really shouldn't be going this way, but I'm gonna run back. Let's do what we actually came here for first. We're gonna do it. Yep. Deal with you. And then you. Oh yeah, put that on her. And you, yep. Oh, that didn't work on either one of you. That's not cool. There we go. There's you. Wisp. I guess I'll give it to you. You to run away. I put a play Kingmaker, but got a bug that messed my playthrough. I haven't touched it since. Yeah, Kingmaker is not what I would call a stable game, unfortunately. So I am not surprised. I am not surprised at all.
Yeah,
Oh, wait a minute. I missed this. Sigils of fire glow within the powerful orbs channeled by the blood chanters. Simply staring at it elicits a feeling of dread. That. Ooh.
Come at me.
Why would you be so stupid as to just walk into the trap like that? What is wrong with you? Yep, did that. What are you doing? Spectral blur. Oh, you could.
Damn thing.
Yep, that's what I thought. Hit 3 of them at one time. That.
Here's cloth.
Oof. No, that's not gonna do much. I should have gave her some health potions now that I think about it. Alright, does she have... She's got spectral blur on her as well. That's fine. There we go. Alright. You... Do that. You gotta have... I was about to say, you gotta have a way to heal her by now. In fact, you got a way to heal her as well, so let's do that as well.
Await my signal.
And then you... There we go. There we go. Now you... Brought you all too close, though. Excellent. That certainly helps. That certainly helps. Now you... oh, you're engaged, huh? Let's do this. And you know what?
You got
that
it.
for you. And he can heal himself some. Let's do that. He really does need some help. Oh, he can't do anything. You know what? Actually, let's do that. There we go. That helps. Can you move yet? Nope, still can't. And let's do that. You're attacking. You're doing what you're supposed to. And he still can't do anything yet. What's the deal? There we go. Oh. Guess he needs to help himself, actually. There we go. Finally. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Do that, do that. And give you that. And he'll give you this. Yep, you know, that's what I need to focus on for Lantry. He needs some more quickness. It's taking him way too long to cycle through his spells.
Suitable for climbing.
My only gripe with Jade Thal is her class. I feel like she should have a bit of the liver on anti-paladin. I always respect her anyway. Don't quote me, but I think you could do a Lich and Neverwinter Nights too. Ooh, and Insectinus Pass and Neverwinter Nights, you play as pretty much a monster, but it's out of your control. Nice. You're talking about Mask of Betrayer? Yeah, she was an Inquisitor. I want some Lich playthroughs. Ragangar was my favorite companion. He was pretty cool too. I didn't romance it, but loved this whole vibe. Yeah, my two favorite party members were Mirror and whoever was the alchemist guy. I thought he was hilarious. Davey, what's going on, man? Mask. Okay, yeah, Mask of Betrayer. Today's difficulty curve is so weird. Act 1 is easily the hardest, and they only get easier as you go. Part of that, though, is probably because of the mechanics, right? You get more stuff as you go on, so it helps make the game a little bit easier. But yeah, Act 1 is different from a lot of the other parts of the game. Wild Hunts always kicked my butt. I made it to the chaos thing, then quit. What's up, Jason? How are you, man? What's going on? Well, I was pretty sure you could carry over your save and then over Nights 2 to its expansion. Yeah, I'm torn between going straight to Mask of Betrayer or playing Neverwinter Nights 2. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I just wanted to say it's really weird to have Slander's in-game audio mixed with mine because I'm playing Pillars of Eternity. Take care, Queen. Have a good one. Never saw this, man. I kind of want to see it. I've been weighing whether or not that's something I want to stream. The game is so old that I'm not sure if it would hold up well, if people would actually be interested in seeing it. But it might be something I do, but probably won't be this year because I already got like 6 or 7 games on my docket. I'm going to see if I can find the gold edition and then play this game again and see what the difference is. Nice, okay. I honestly can't tell you what the difference is. Swords felt like 10 times watching Swords of the Ground murder. Love seeing the Neverwinter Nights 2, love in the chat, and yes, you can carry over your save. I still say that Master Betrayer is the best writing Obsidian's ever done. That's what I've heard many people say, actually. Maze one is really, I would definitely recommend do OC then Mask. It's a single satisfying story. Oh, it's a single satisfying story. Okay, cool. And not a stream game, in your opinion, Goofy? Okay, so something I should probably just experience on my own. Makes sense. I will keep it in mind. Looks like some cool stuff there. Is that a great axe? That is a great axe. I wonder, how's it compare? Yo, it's better than the great axe you have, sir. And what's this? It appears someone attempted to smother this campfire with nearby dirt, but missed most of the fire pit in their haste to leave. All right.
No dice.
Let's go ahead and let's go. And what's this? Light armor cloth. Plus 3 unarmed. Yes, yep, like that. And this does nothing for you. Look at all this stuff. This is a javelin. This is a shield. We don't use either one. Ooh! Can you already? Okay, so you already know this sigil. And he does not have enough of this sigil. And he can use this sigil, though. Learn. Very nice. Very, very nice. Sigil of guarded form. We'll check that out later. And I'm sorry, wait a minute. There we go. Now it's all of us. Climb. As far as we can get over here, right? Okay. Boom. Why does it look like my formation is all? Okay, no, it's not. Why is Landry up front? There we go.
Trouble is afoot.
Oh, crap. I'm stuck.
Over here. There we go. And then you, that, you, this, you're still good. Oh, she needs...
I'm on it.
Excellent. If you don't stop trying to heal this dude, but you know what? I need you to be closer so that he can get to you easier anyway, so fine. You know what? It's almost like when she needs healing, she's healing him instead, which obviously is very annoying. Do that, and then let's make sure you don't run away. And bam, bam. And bam, bam. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see. What's this about? They scaled the walls. My company fall back to the Ascension Hall. The rest of you. I don't know what he said about the rest of you. The rest of you hold the courtyard. Or basically give up your lives. Alright. You know what I should start doing? Giving this to you first. Because it lasts, I think it lasts a little while, right? Yeah, it lasts 80 seconds, so I should be pre-buffing you. Do you have it? No, you don't. Okay, fine. Do-do-do-do. Nope, need to be a little
This
closer.
isn't working.
There we go. There we go. Very nice. Boom, boom, boom. And let's just keep her in tip-top shape, shall we? Let's make sure you don't go nowhere. Oh, wait, no, you're melee character. But we'll put that on regardless. Using our stuff. Using this stuff. Don't need another application. Good. You do that. You do this. Oh, there we go. Excellent. You. I'm not sure if this will work, but let's find out.
Interesting.
Oh, just figured that. Excellent. There we go.
What the fuck is wrong with my weapon?
Yeah, I really need to level up her spears. How is this doing? 30, still 36 % on that. Excellent. There we go. Do that. And now's a good time to pull out this. Ba-boom! Get down on the ground, if you please. And you did not get down on the ground. That was unfortunate. Oh, but you're down. Okay, cool.
No dice.
Excellent. Whoop, 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 whoop. Boom. We'll say I like. Ooh. Uh-oh. We'll say I like Neverwinter Nights 1 more, but yeah, 2 did stuff before others, I think. Interesting. I haven't heard anybody say that. What made you like Neverwinter Nights 1 more, Davey? Main campaign ending of the second left me confused. Lori, what's going on? Oh, I've had my formation randomly switch positions around. Never figured that out. Interesting. Interesting. Fire blast. Yeah, I've definitely seen people talk about hopefully a company making Neverwinter Nights. But I don't hear people speak highly of 1. Any of you that really like 2, did you like 1 as well? I always heard, go ahead and skip 1 and go straight to 2. Stand aside. Ascension Hall is ours alone for the taking. The Fifth Eye swings his spear in broad arcs as he roars in his crackling tenor. Withdraw at once before you feel the weight of 1,000 coarse blades and bludgeons. No sooner would a family of maggots beat a pack of wolves. The disfavored commander beckons the Scarlet Chords forward. Come, I'll take you 5 at a time just to make things fair. So, about the edict. Time is of the essence. You headed to the keep. I've been waiting a long time to run my spear through a disfavored heart. I hope Graven Ash can feel it. Oh man, they're not gonna let me loot the chest down there? Well, that sucks. I hope that chest is still there when I get through. Raquel, what's going on? How are you? Okay, so you like both, Lori. Interesting. Coconut, what's going on? Expansions for 1 are good also. Oh, wow, okay. Underdark, all about the drill, 2 plus other stuff. Won't spoil. Interesting. I really loved 1. Didn't care so much for 2. The first had a cookie cutter story, but it did it well, I thought. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I never hear people talking about 1. They're here. They breached the perimeter. They're in the keep. Whistling a shrill warning signal, the Oathbreaker falls back deeper into the keep. Oathbreaker. Gems. Why did the game pause? Oh, because there's a bunch of people in there who need their behinds kicked. The Vendrian Guard weaponry and armor lie here. Chipped, scratched, and scarred, these armaments have proven their efficiency and durability time and time again. And what's this? Heavy armor. Don't need that. All right, let's go down here. And then up here. All right, we're good. You know what? Since she doesn't have her proper... Oh, wait. She... Oh, snap. I didn't mean to do that. How do I group them back together? Did I? Oh, wait. This is how I do it, right?
I'm the
Okay. Just realized she does more finesse. That gives her more parry. But actually, she doesn't really need more parry, right? She should be focused on quickness. But, you know, we're going to do it for her there anyway. And then you... Vitality, quickness would help. Good lord, you have like no quickness. But you know what? You don't really need quickness, right? Because strike a signal and damage an enemy if the target is engaging. Right, gain a chance to attack enemies as they engage you. Right, that's what I should really be focusing on. So we're gonna what do we want? We want to be able to engage more enemies for that specific purpose. So set that up. And then can you get it? When superior to parry, use dodge skill to avoid incoming melee attacks. Also gain a bonus to defense against disengagement attacks. Yes, I will take it. Now significantly increase the bonus to dodge while wearing light armor. We do want that at some point, but we're not gonna get it right now, probably. Or she could gain immunity to burning and bleed afflictions. And then, and then bonus for bows. Damn. There's actually calls for all of this. Definitely worth getting one on Steam if you can. It actually does have romance. Isn't much. Does the second one have romance? Yeah, the ending I got with her was cool. Nice. Okay. And what did we get? Expression used to create spells that alter the target's armor. It requires 60 lore to use it at all. Interesting. Good lord. They say this stuff is super powerful. Well, you know what? I'm curious. Let's see. Let's start with illusion. What does illusion give with this? Mirror image. Create duplicate illusions. Allied target plus 100 dodge until damaged. Create duplicate illusions around a target, granting a significant bonus to parry and dodge. However, each time the target is struck, this bonus is reduced. So that's plus 100. This increases it by 37%. So wait, the deflection is increased by this. So actually, spectral blur plus mirror image is going to make her significantly more defensive. Huh. Okay, and this is for 45 seconds? Damn. And what's it? And we can put a duration buff on it so it lasts even longer? That's sick. Yeah, she's going to be a defensive monster by the time I'm done with her. You know what? I kind of want to put this on right here, right now. Here, I don't like the ranged option for this. Besides, he's got a couple of healing ones anyway. We're going to put this on you. Get her some more defensive stuff right here, right now. This is awesome. Neverwin of Nights 2 romance is very mediocre, but Mask of the Betrayer has great romance. So do you play as the same character in Mask of the Betrayer? Or it's a similar story, but you play as a different character? All right.
Boss, now you here?
What did he just fail? I was about to say,
That's
okay.
nice.
So wait. All right, there we go. We got both of them. That is awesome.
To battle!
There we go. We'll take that. take that. Come on now. No reason to wait. Yep. Get it popping early. Yep. Yep. Might as well do this as well. Yeah, it's got to be
I'm on it.
character. That's fine.
What the fuck is wrong with my weapon? I'll tear
Is he still shooting?
your
Come on.
skeleton out by your...
Landry doing regular attacks is so annoying to me. You should be unraveling mine, sir. Oh.
Your ass.
No,
I seem to be unwell.
You don't stay with your damn person. I just don't understand what I'm supposed to do to turn that off. I really don't. In fact, let's do that. Let's
Count
also
on it.
do that. Why, Barrick, if you don't stay on your person and mind your damn business? There we go. Back to top shape. And you should definitely go down quickly. Oh, can I get both of y'all the same one? I sure can. And then unwrap. Nope, not well, actually, yeah.
Apologies, but I can't do that.
Unravel mine. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Why did he? Maybe I should give him something. I feel like I should give him something other than the quill, because I think that's part of the problem. The quill is making him get right up close.
On my command.
You will fall.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right. Is after the main story, same character. I remember your part is mostly evil and masked. Yeah, versus better is a better tank than Barrick. That is not even funny. Yep. I'm definitely gonna stick with her as that. Mask is much better with the romance. I feel bad for Sandra in the second. Doing a trilogy playthrough where I only use Archer in Dragon Age. And man, so far in DL, I don't know why people. Archer is the best class in Dragon Age Origins. For pure damage, absolutely. Archer allows you to obliterate single targets, and the single targets are oftentimes the ones you really need to worry about. Like the little trash mobs, anybody can deal with those, but archers can take one mage from way far away and be like, you're done. You're done. You can't do anything. Like, come, there's none of the other classes are better than that. None of them. Now in Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition, it works differently. I prefer two-handed rogue actually in Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition, but in the first one, Archer all the way for me. Is that main story, same character? Nice. I love it when games provide an expansion that goes past the ending of the original game. That has such a huge appeal for me. It's one of the reasons why Inquisition still holds a special place in my heart. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I also feel like a lot of those people never played the DLC that came after it. The fact that the DLC is placed after the main story and contains a lot of the ramifications for your ending and for the wrap-ups of all the different party member quests makes it so fantastic. It is so cool to be able to go through that content. It picks up right where Neverwinter Nights 2 ends. Interesting. Has he even got a squad wipe yet? Not yet. Bear's bottom it. Let me do that for you. I like the Tiefling companion too. Interesting. I was dual wield warrior and mage. Okay. I was made Leliana and Archer build in DAO. Yep, that's a great way to do it. Great way to do it. And frankly, two archers in the same class is not a crowd. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Plus you get that nice rogue lock picking, so it's awesome. Exactly. Having a rogue is just so essential. The DLC Inquisition was awesome. I agree. All three experiences are fun. Absolutely. All right. Wait a minute. Why is this still on recharge? Ability cooldown 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. That. I could already tell that last fight went significantly better.
days end here.
Yeah, we're good.
Spotted something.
Boom, boom. Landry, you are not supposed to start with the dark soul. You're supposed to do some crowd control
As you command.
to help me out.
I'm on it.
Await my signal.
There. Little pill bottle. Excellent. Whatever that is. Fuels and stuff. Another hat. Vendor and guard food supplies are stored here. Most of it is compromised of vegetables grown in the tiers. Oh, isn't that nice? I see you over there. And also, this has a really long cooldown, but actually, no, the cooldown is way longer.
That's fun.
The amount of time it takes for this one. How much longer for this? 21 seconds? We're not waiting 21 seconds. We're just
Send them at me and wait!
And, just have to remember to... Why won't it let me...
Pay
You
attention.
went there. I don't appreciate that at all.
I'll take care of it.
I need a larger effect. There we go. Focus on him, please.
Wait,
if you would.
I hear that.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. What? You don't need a fire
Just-
anymore. You're good.
Point me in the right direction.
Ah, there's a person who they want me to talk with over there. Arcane glyphs adorn the scrolls scattered on this table. The penmanship suggests a sage's hand, though it is written on crude parchment produced in the valley, a collaboration between two normally separate rebel groups. Read the scroll. Sigil of Force. Hello. Subterfuge. And some grapes. Whatever. All right. Do that. And then, bam. Bam.
Just point me in the right direction.
As you approach company of Vendrian Guard, you see Variah among the honor guard and sun soldiers. She flashes you a look with a single nod. Point at Variah. You have a debt to repay. Actually, offer a subtle nod to Variah in turn. Variah's eyes lock on a nearby soldier as she draws her weapon to the shock of everyone around her. Fun, fun, fun. The DLC, because they're off in DOA, I think mages are by far the best class for anything. Mages are pretty cool in Origins, for sure. Dragon Age, I think, is my biggest hole in my CRPG playing. As in, you've never played Dragon Age, Tito? It makes zero sense. It's like they never tried a class. Yep. We tried it for the start and was like, it's trash. When I finally play through Dragon Age Origins, I'm actually going to talk about all the different classes and bring up that, hey, people who say Archer's trash just don't understand the game. Loving Inquisition class. It is top 5 romances ever, and Trespasser DLC was so good. Who's your favorite origin for the Warden to you all? In Dragon Age, I thought it was cool that the Wood Elf origin actually expanded in Dragon Age 2, and that character Meryl even remembers the Warden. Yep, I thought that was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool that whoever the Templar is remembers you if you were a female mage in Origins. My personal favorite is probably Human Noble, because I think as a female Human Noble, you probably get the most like feel-good ending. So I really enjoyed that. I also really enjoyed Dwarf Noble. Dwarf Commoner was really good too. Anything in Ozamar was fantastic, but I felt like Dwarf Noble, because you really got some insight into his brother and how his mind works, I felt like it made the later content of Orzammar so much cooler. And so, yeah, honestly, you can't go wrong with the origins, though. They're all fantastic. They are all fantastic. Not letting me romance Nishka was a crime. Oh, Neverwinter Nights. I was about to say, who was Nishka? Okay, got you. Like how Council came so late. Dwarf has the best origin, in my opinion. It's perfect. Yep, Dwarf is fantastic. And how great Oghren is. Oghren is fantastic, for sure. For sure. Loser, what's going on, man? Good day or bad day? I think City Elf is easily the best origin. City Elf was definitely powerful. Dragon Age Inquisition has so many good things that over the years, I'm glad it's gotten love. Yep, it's definitely going to get more love on this channel as well. I want to be able to get to it, explore it before Dread Wolf comes out. So, originally I said next up was going to be Baldur's Gate 3 Honor Mode, but if we get an announcement of something saying that, I'm assuming we're not going to get Dread Wolf until like the winter, and so I feel like that gives me enough time to do Dragon Age Honor Mode and go through the Dragon Age series. But if they come out with an announcement saying like, oh, it's coming out in the fall or something like that, then we're definitely going to have to spin up Dragon Age, because I want to get through all 3 games before Dread Wolf comes out. That is definitely the plan. Whatever you are doing, stop. Good Lord. Whatever you are doing, stop. Good Lord, this AI is garbage. Why would you put that power? That power is for might and vitality. Why are you putting it on the back line mage? Lady, mind your business. Boom. There we go. Oh, we get in that way, huh?
You got it.
Well, isn't that nice? All right. Pearl, there we go. I wonder why Verse has more experience points than all the rest of us. Maybe, I guess, because she's always stabby stab and she's got quickness, so she's getting more of those two-handed weapon points than people are getting of their skills. Maybe, possibly.
At once. As you command.
All right, let's see
Just
how
point
blue
me
this
in
is.
the right
Oh,
direction.
that's Eb. You gonna join us, babe? What up? Look at you strutting on over to me. I see you in that skirt, girl. Lovely! I was hoping they'd send the Queen Slayer. I've wanted nothing more than to claim your head. Slay a queen, slay a captain, kill us and more of us sprout out of the weeds. You can never put down our will to be free. This battle today is just the first of many to come, and uprisings all throughout the tiers. Before you stands Captain Turkis Ari, de facto leader of the dwindling Vendrian Guard. Short, sunburned, and agitated even when standing still, her body is a compact sculpture of muscle and bone, and her face is short on symmetry thanks to the scars and dents of a dozen brushes with death. Though your lives will certainly end here in Ascension Hall, she chortles, pointing upward to the ceiling, its stone arches somehow supporting the massive weight of the spire overhead. Consider yourself fortunate. Some of the finest rulers of Apex met death by duel in this hallowed hall. Truly, there's no finer place to settle an intractable feud. Sisters, brothers, Ari looks back to her cadre of soldiers with a solemn nod. It has been a privilege to lead and an honor to share in your final days. Taking a deep breath, she turns to you, waiting silently. What did you hope to gain from your rebellion? Nothing that... Oh, wait. Hold on. It removed my other options? Interesting. Nothing that we haven't already gained. Our pride, our dignity. These things you can never take from us. She smiles, her eyes distant for a moment. The Vendrian Guard could never stand against all of Kairos' forces, but we can teach others to resist. And maybe you'll run out of soldiers before we run out of stubbornness. But I doubt it. You already use Kairos' currency, speak the language. Military control is a formality. But that, Ari stammers, swatting at the air. That's just sophistry. Kairos speaks our language, not the other way around. Besides, that proves nothing other than common history. But the Fate Binder is saying that Kairos is not just one enemy, but a massive force that can reach you even in times of peace. Armies and edicts are just two of the bloodier ways Kairos can control you. Seems your uprising... Lore. You bring a lot of magic to fight directly beneath the Spire. Trying to bury us all? Just what sort of inbred fool are you? That's a risk I'm willing to take. The sage to our side emits a nervous cough and glances up with a concerned gaze. After a short moment of hesitation, the sage runs for the exit. Ha 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 ha! Hilarious. Get back here, Ari shouts at the fleeing sage, but to no avail. What was I thinking, bringing cowardly scribes to a sword fight? That was right about the lot of you. Sisters, brothers, Ari looks back to our cadre of soldiers with a solemn nod. It has been, seems your uprising amounted to nothing but dead kinsmen. And what did Vendrian's well cost you? How many disfavored corpses rust in the valley? How many choirmen fell to our blades? How goes the endless battle of the blade grave while you deal with us here? Ari laughs, wincing as she clutches her side. And tell me, are the archons unified in victory? Did the armies bond in camaraderie over our deaths? Or our stand here is the first of your problems? You've traded your kinsmen to slow the inevitable, nothing more. We demonstrated that the armies of Kairos could be shamed by stubborn peasants. The Overlord's empire is vast, his armies numerous, his magic unstoppable, yet he cannot destroy our fighting spirit. Hardly the show of force I'd expect from a truly fearsome Overlord. I hope that argument keeps you warm in the emptiness of the void, guardsmen. Oh yeah, City Elf was super, super depressing. You had 2 streams today, big dog. It's a good day. Thanks, loser. Glad you've been enjoying it, man. It's been good times. It's really neat how they all had different origins. Yep, Dreadwolf, please surprise us. Man, I'm one of the few holding out hope that you slandered. We're the only 2 on the front line for all of Dreadwolf. We haven't even been getting news. You know what's funny? I think about Dreadwolf every time I put out a Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 video. Those Bloodline 2 videos get trash views. I love Bloodlines, so I can't help but to monitor Bloodlines 2 and release content for it. But it's almost universal that the community has decided this game is going to be utter dog shit, and I don't care anything about it because there's no chance I'm going to buy it. And I'm curious if people are going to feel the same way about Dreadwolf. I'm waiting for BioWare to start releasing more of these updates and announcements so I can do content on it and get a feel for how the community tests those waters. Because something tells me them views is going to be in the trash with Dreadwolf too, because they're going to be like, we're not watching nothing until it comes out. And when it does come out, we only watching things to watch people trash it. But hopefully it does end up surprising us. We'll see. We will see. Didn't figure this Inquisition. It is a long game. I understand that. Eb's old enough to be the Fate Binder's grandmother. I don't care. She still got it. My only gripe with Origins is how few tactics slots you get without taking the tactics talent, which just feels bad. Yeah, that's true. She's going to claim one head. All right. Corythius was kind of boring. I forgot his motives. They didn't do him quite right. There was a great build-up to him in Dragon Age 2, and they didn't fully capture it in Dragon Age Inquisition. But there are other things that are really cool about the game. I will say my favorite playthrough of Dragon Age Origins was an utterly ruthless, pragmatic City Elf Reaver Templar. Nice. Doom knew that mini expansion for Origin. Heard I didn't miss much, though. I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't call it necessary. Whereas I felt like the DLC for Inquisition, it was necessary. Wasn't a leveling up system for DOA similar to BG Dark Alliance? I can't comment. I didn't play Dark Alliance. Corythius was undercut by the plot. He's a failure. He fails at everything, making a very weak villain. Facts. Facts. Jovi, what's going on? How are you? Dreadwolf being good as a stretch. We don't know that yet, Goofu. Come on now. Pump the brakes on all that negativity. I want Dreadwolf to be good, but I don't trust EA that much. That's a legitimate feeling. Dreadwolf has to be good. Kind of the way I feel, Joshua. Bloodlines 2 looks like everything that made Bloodlines special was disregarded. It seems like they're hyper-focused on combat. And I do feel like the combat is going to be better, but damn, if it's at the expense of everything else, no, that's not going to be a particularly good game, at least not by the standards that I prefer. They haven't talked anything about like gameplay and conversations and exploration and how that's really all going to work. And every time they show that perk screen, it basically only seems to be focused on stuff you do in combat. Whereas I remember the big characters sheet where you could increase dialogue stuff, hacking, lockpicking. There's a bunch of different ways you could make your character in Bloodlines. And this doesn't seem to be a continuation of that at all, but we'll see. I'm sure Dread Wolf will do better than the vampire game. I know you're holding out hope, Slant. I just think that IBS drama has too many warning signs. That's possible. And at this point, there'll be people trashing, even if it's good. That's true. That's true as well. But see, I don't care about that. I just care if it's actually good. People were trashing Dragon's Dogma 2. I had a great time playing Dragon's Dogma 2. So I don't care about how people feel. I just want the game to actually be good. JV, what's going on? How are you? Fury, what's up? I didn't notice you joined. For Bioware's sake, I really hope Dread Wolf is good. I like that Andromeda, but it flopped, and most people didn't. And of course, Anthem flopped as well. Yeah, see, the thing is, a lot of people are saying Dread Wolf is make or break for Bioware. I don't agree. I think Mass Effect 5 is make or break for Bioware. Mass Effect 5 is the bigger franchise. Legendary Edition did very, very well. It was very well received by the audience. It's clear that there's still a massive amount of people who are interested in getting more Mass Effect content. So even if Dreadwolf turns out to be bad, I think EA will probably still hold out to see what kind of reception Mass Effect gets. But if Mass Effect 5 doesn't bombs, it's a wrap. It's absolutely a wrap. In fairness, Bloodlines was a masterclass in character expression. Yep, the small, tight roleplay space ensured that maximum value is squeezed from each run. Yep, I agree. I agree. Home Bloodlines 2 is in the 2024 version of Redfall. There's shit about the combat and Vampire the Masquerade. I want to talk to the cool-ass vampires. Yep, I can understand. I think a lot of people feel that way. Cavalier, what's going on, man? Mass Effect Andromeda had good combat, but it's still a bad RPG. Yeah, I feel like Andromeda actually had the best combat in the Mass Effect series. I feel like the jetpack was extremely well done. Did a lot to expand the way you handle combat, but it just wasn't enough to make up for all the other things Andromeda lacked. Especially on, I love DD2, but the story is just a little goofy and trite, which is why I stopped playing it. Good combat is not enough to keep me playing a game. You've got to have story. You've got to have companions. Dragon's Dogma 2 doesn't have enough of the things I like, which is also why I didn't bother reviewing it, because I don't like trashing a game, especially if I'm trashing a game just because it's not the type of game I like, when I knew it wasn't going to be the type of game I liked. One moment. There we go. So that's why I just stopped playing it, as opposed to like doing a full review or at least a preview based on what I had already done. Saying the same thing about the new Mass Effect game. If they messed that up, I don't see how they possibly pivot. Exactly. GM, what's up, dude? How are you, man? I'm so sad they ditched multiplayer support in Andromeda so early due to the bad reception. You know, I'm not, because I don't think that team would have handled multiplayer well. And I thoroughly enjoyed multiplayer Mass Effect 3. I thought it added so much to the game. And this is coming from a guy that usually hates multiplayer, hated the idea of multiplayer being added into a Mass Effect game. I was strongly against that. But then when I played it, I'm like, the single player campaign did not suffer because they added multiplayer in. And regardless of how you feel about the ending, it's not because of a lack of funds, all right? They just came up with a bad idea. And then on top of that, the multiplayer was absolutely fantastic. I had a ball playing that multiplayer, because you got to play as the other races. You could play as a Turian or a Krogan. That was so freaking cool. So freaking cool. So really, really enjoyed that for sure. Base review and criteria. Yeah, DD2 is a busy hands game, not an epic. Exactly, loser. Yeah, so I stayed away from it. Stayed away from it. But it did what I wanted to do for the channel. Like, I want, this is a year, you all have probably already noticed, this is a year where I want to focus on playing a wider variety of games. In previous years, I was really slow with the live streams. I wasn't consistent with it. We would play the same game for like 4 months straight with episodes like space a large degree in between. That's not happening this year. And this year, I really want to focus on live streaming is a consistent, focused part of the content that I deliver for the channel. And we're going to play a wide variety of games. And sometimes we're just going to play the game that's hot, even if it's not necessarily what lines up directly with the type of games I usually play, just because I know there'll be a bunch of people in the community who want to see it. Even though Dragon's Dogma 2 isn't the type of game I usually play, I knew there would be a bunch of community who would be like, I want to see Dragon's Dogma 2 content. I want to know whether or not this game is good by watching somebody else play it. So I'm like, let me spin up a few episodes for it and give the community what they want. And so even though I didn't do a ton of content for it, I feel really good about what I did and how it fit into my overall plans for this year. I hope that argument keeps you warm in the interest. Yep. Any last words? Yes. A broad smile comes over Ari's face. Tell the voices of the Narat, we are most thankful for his aid. We would not have made it this far without his support. Ooh. Ooh. Is that right? All right, she's got 33 seconds worth of that. Here, I'm gonna send you here, and then I'm actually gonna send you here. And, oh, you know what? No, because she's the bigger threat than the person who wields both. So no, we're all gonna go for you. And then I'm going to go for you.
I'm not here to make friends.
Damn. I just put my bow thing through it and it did absolutely a whole lot of nothing. All right. Harassing. That's not what I want to do. You must rest before. Oh, I don't have that ability right now? Damn. That's not good. All right. He did all that. No, he's got some stuff available. Here we go. You know what? Come on now. What's the problem?
I'll do it for the North.
And now, why isn't it letting him cast? What's the problem? Poison, armor corrode stolen, drowning, spell casting disabled. Oh, he's all the way messed up. This is not cool. Well, we'll do this. Woo, and she's still alive. For a short duration, enemies that use significantly, no, that's not gonna help. Leave enemies confused. Attack her. What can you do about it? Nothing. You can only just keep attacking. Yeah, we don't have any other choice. Yeah, we're getting there. All right, that's gonna help. Not good. You still nothing all that great. Can you cast anything yet? How long are you gonna be drowned? Good lord. Okay. So statuses are not cool. You make sure you keep attacking her. She's the one that we need to deal with. There we go. That helps. That definitely helps. Okay. Now, we'll all focus on you, except first you can stay on here. You, 11 seconds. You need a re-up. And he's supposed not to be able to give it to you. And he's cast now. So we could do that for you. And we don't have the other one right now. But let's go ahead and... Ooh, we can stun both of you?
Bleed out, you little shit!
Ooh! It's a wrap for you, homie. Why? There we go. All right, now, Barrick. You, look, no. All of you attack her, except you deal with...
Count on it.
And you, oh, snap. I didn't realize Lantry was getting hit up. Lantry, you still awake? You still awake. All right. Do this.
I'll take that.
Nope, that's not happening. Damn. I was not paying attention. Didn't realize you were having an issue. That's my screw up.
I will aid.
Actually, let's hobble you. Make sure you don't run around or anything crazy. Ooh, you didn't like being hobbled. You're not a fan of that. All right, now. Finally, just you. Let's see if we can go all the way with this. They did not let me. Come on now. Oh, did she block? She blocked or did something crazy so that I could, Dude, would you stop it? Oh my God, they should not be healing other people based on the AI I'm giving you. What is really good?
Learn something every day.
And there we are. Oh, of course, now you all come in. All right. So Helldivers 2 reminds me of Mass Effect 3 PvP, but it's PvE. Interesting in terms of game feel, not tone. Nice. Okay. Always have more of a story focus, and the majority of the modern day romances and games are byproduct of Bioware's. Yep. A lot of trends. They set a lot of trends. Well, I'm looking forward to the Rogue Trader DLC. New companions coming soon. Yep, in both of them. For one of my favorite topics, notification to Discord whenever you open a Patreon, so I send you dollars. Thank you, loser. I appreciate it. It's all right you mentioned that. I was thinking about opening a Patreon. I've just been hesitant on it because I already know from the member section I don't have time to make additional content. But I know some people would prefer to donate to a Patreon as opposed to being a YouTube member doing other things. So I feel like it just gives them another avenue to support. That's definitely something I'm going to look at in the future. The live streams have been getting fantastic traffic as well. Yep. I feel like it's been going well, Eric. Thank you. I'm still waiting for that Supreme Jerk playthrough. Yep. I'm definitely planning to play Wasteland 3, but I need a good pocket to play it in. Right now, I want to focus on the games that are connected to upcoming things that are coming later on this year. So we're playing Tyranny because the channel voted for it. We're playing Baldur's Gate 3 because Baldur's Gate 3 is the biggest game in the genre that I'm focused in, CRPGs, right? And then we're going to play all the Dragon Age games in connection, in anticipation of Dread Wolf. And so after those are done, Wasteland 3 is next on my list for sure. For sure. Well, unless something else crazy comes out. And also, the new King Arthur expansion comes out this year. So I definitely plan to play that as well. People crying about microtransactions. I've never played a Capcom game. Exactly. Just don't buy them, yo. Just don't buy them. It's not a PvP game. It'd be different if somebody was buying I win buttons and then massacring you in the game. What other people are doing has nothing to do with you. Let it go. I think you should still trash Capcom, put in microtransactions DD2. I'm cool with that. I only had an issue because some people were straight up making stuff up. Exactly. If you have a problem with Capcom doing it, that's cool. But don't try to say, oh, well, fast travel is locked behind a paywall and all that kind of stuff. You're trying to purposefully rile people up over lies. I'm not with that. Nah. Andrew, what's going on, man? How are you? I bought mounts in WoW. Wow. I don't play World of Warcraft, so I don't know how difficult it was to get those mounts. Exactly. You don't need a lie to make them look scummy at all. Exactly, JV. Also, I feel microtransactions don't belong $70 games. That's totally legitimate. Just don't lie about what the truth is. That's all I ask. What's going on, Protege? It's your job is consuming to research who you're buying games from. Capcom's history, a similar history. This is true. It's true. Finally listen to the newest Kendrick album. Not on the level of To Pimp a Butterfly or Good Kid, Mad City, but a great album nonetheless. Cements my opinion. He's the best modern day rapper. Interesting. You like him more than J. Cole? President don't think a million $100 content should be sold at a discount of $70. There's a case to be made for this as well. Orchid, what's going on? Popping in during break time for Critical Role. How goes the domination, enslavement, and or killing of all who defy you? It's going fantastic. I got no complaints whatsoever. Yeah, my cheap ass mentality of not wanting to do game to be 10% of my monthly salary. I completely understand. Argent rogues are just those classes that I find incredibly boring for MC. I always prefer rogues because the most annoying thing that can happen to me in the game is to run into a door or a chest that I can't lockpick. I hate it. Hate it. It sends a chill of rage through my body. So if I'm playing a game where I don't feel like I'm going to be able to get a person who can lockpick very quickly, then I'm playing one myself. It just is what it is. Need to recoup the cost of making them. That's not the business reason I haven't played most new thing. You get cheap. It's not cheap. Everybody has their own budget that they're working with. Everybody doesn't have like $100 a month to plunge into games. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're cheap. Like everybody has different situations. Personally, for a long time, I was a person who I only bought like 2, maybe 3 games every year. And that's because A, they were very expensive, but B, I just would replay the same game over and over, trying to see all the different perspectives to keep me from having to plunge so much money into them. So I understand the concept, but I also understand the perspective of maybe these games shouldn't be discounted, because at the end of the day, part of the reason we have so few developers willing to take risk is because it's so expensive to make these games, and it's so hard to be sure whether or not you're going to be able to recoup whatever losses you've incurred to make this product. So I can understand the perspective of some people saying like it should just always be at $70, like even 2-3 years later. There's something to be said for that, but I think the flip side of that is you could end up with less sales, because there are definitely some people who refuse to buy games when they're $70. And so if they stayed at that price point, they just wouldn't pick them up, or they would get them, what do you call it? They would hack them. They would buy the hijack version instead of the actual retail version. So everything has pros and cons. Microtransactions in a non-competitive game that's pretty much just stuff you could buy normally is 100% benign. There's something to be said for that. Never saw much in that game. Tank 9, the best. Yeah, that's already. But can you save up all for a special game? I hope the gamer consumer base is not. How you doing, SG? How's Tyranny going? Protege is going absolutely fantastic. I have no complaints whatsoever. Hope you're doing well as also. I mean, no one's forcing me to A, buy the game, or B, pay. But again, GM, everybody has their own budget. Everybody has their own budget. Everybody has their own reason for wanting to play a game. Actually, a lot of disabled. Yeah, I don't know what that comment is referencing, but yeah, there's absolutely a lot of disabled gamers. I'm not going to buy the special game, $70 game. Indie games are way better and cheaper. There's a lot of people who feel that way as well. That's also another reason why the indie scene is blowing up, because a lot of their games are cheaper. Fortunately, I'm the main character problem when I play RPGs, so I have to be the big damage dealer in the group. I understand that. Rotate is the only change in that. Oh, why? You play the officer? Game way too expensive these days. Exactly. There's a lot of people who the amount that it costs right now, it doesn't fit people's budget. It doesn't fit people's budget. True, never takes risk because that's the way of big corporation. Risks are bad for profit. But we're not just talking about AAA companies, right? We just mentioned indie games are blowing up. Part of the reason for that, a whole lot of companies don't want to take risks. So if you want to take a risk, what do? You create an indie game. You create a much smaller game that's only going to be played for a certain amount. Like before we got on this, I was just playing, what was it called? The Iron Conspiracy game from the Atom RPG creators. They've got the Kickstarter with the demo out right now, right? They're trying to get $30,000 to make their game. So I don't know what the overall budget is, but all they're asking from the community is $30K, right? Because they're trying to work with a smaller scope to keep their costs much lower to produce the kind of game that they want to create. It's easier to do that when your budget is so much smaller. I played Witcher 3-4 years straight. I am sure that game has a ton of content for you to be able to see. Kendrick has more consistency in his discography compared to J. Cole. Yeah, I heard that J. Cole used to be boring, but that he's gotten much better recently. Like for a long while, I wasn't listening to any new rap, but I started listening to a lot more J. Cole, and I'm definitely looking forward to his new album. These days, what's going on, So Cold? What's up, Benjamin? How are you all? These days, to buy a game at first launch, you really have to know you'll enjoy it. While I enjoy the original Dragon's Dogma, I only did one playthrough. I buy way more games now because I'm a content creator. Because I'm like, even if I don't enjoy these games, like I didn't know if I was going to enjoy Dragon's Dogma 2. I truly had no idea. But I knew enough people in my community would enjoy it that I'm like, it'll be worth putting down the $70. But if I didn't have a community, if I was just on my own, there's no way I would have picked up Dragon's Dogma 2 upon launch. No way. I would have waited. I would have let people give their opinions, and I would have bought it when it was like 30 bucks and done something like that. Dragon's Dogma caught me at a good time. And I was really curious about Magic Archer. And so that's what made me purchase it. Other than that, I probably wouldn't have played Dragon's Dogma either, because neither one is really my type of game. And you've got gamers of all different spectrums, of all different income levels, who want to be a part of the industry, who want to be a part of the experience. A lot of them just don't have $100 to plug down on entertainment. A lot of people are living check to check. A lot of people are living on the edge. There's got to be consideration for that. Ice Cube. Just tell me a good story. That's 80% of what I care about personally. Me too. World building, story, gameplay, in my opinion. I switch story and world building because you can have a great world, but if it's a trash story, it's not going to keep me. It's not going to hook me. But you can have a fantastic story in a world that's just okay, and I'll be all in. Like, to be honest, Final Fantasy X, one of my favorite games all time. The world building, it's cool, but like I don't really retain a whole lot of information about the overall world, to be honest with you. The story and the characters in that story, fantastic. And the gameplay is fantastic as well. And that's what really hooks me in. Kendrick better. K-Dot is better. Interesting. So most of you seem to feel like K-Dot is better. That's interesting. BG3 was an indie release. Obvious sponsored. Baldur's Gate 3 was not an indie release. Baldur's Gate 3 had a level of resources in it that's way beyond what almost any other developer is capable of. E3 took their development cycle to work on quality. Much rather play and pay money like that. But I forgot how much they said Baldur's Gate 3 costs, but nah, it doesn't count as an indie game at all, which is why it's such a big loss for Wizards of the Coast to lose Lair Studios. I'm sorry, y'all. I am going to get back to the game in just a minute. Give me a second. I just feel like J. Cole speaks to me personally, and Good Matt are some of the best rap albums ever. You know, I never actually listened to his whole albums. I've just listened to like specific songs that have come across my path. One day I'm be doing a road trip, and I'll just listen to like K-Dot's entire catalog and see what I think of it. 300 plus team of devs. Yeah. Rockstar, indie dev, absolutely not. Absolutely not. To try Mana Lords later this month. I'm pumped. Can't wait. Sunset, is that the game that got delayed? It was supposed to come out earlier and then they pushed it back. I think it's supposed to, I can't tell. Is it really a strategy game? You know, or is it actually like a CRPG role-playing game with a beginning, middle, end story? Because it seemed like almost you take a team of mercenaries and then from a strategy game perspective, you control these armies that take over different places. And it didn't seem like there was a real storyline that I was supposed to be following. Well, everyone wants to pick on the game. It's an overall trend where prices are increasing at inflated rates. Companies just expect people to go into debt for products. Even more to the point, the fact that they're firing their workers after they reap all their millions, to me is an even greater, leans me more towards, nah, I shouldn't have to pay for this. Because why should I bother paying to pad your little bonuses while you treat the people who actually make the games like shit? You know, like my money is not actually going towards rewarding the people who make the product for their work. we've seen at record levels now, the people who are actually making the games are getting shafted. And your $70 is going towards the bonus of some big wig at the top who doesn't know how to write a lick of code, doesn't know shit about art, doesn't know shit about how to make a good game, but has founded this company that's existed for like 50 years. And so now everybody has to go through them, and you have no choice but to let him sit at the top and reap everything. This is why I support the indie scene so much, because I don't want to feed into that system, or at least I want to do it as little as possible. We could talk like adults here, Slander, unlike certain people who get mad at you for a DD2. Yep, I try to cultivate a chill community. That's why I get sorry for eating screen time. Nah. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. People know how I stream. I might go 20 minutes without playing the game, but we'll work our way back to it. It's back and forth, back and forth. That's 3. Okay, all right. You worthless gnats. We may die, but others will follow our example. Mark my words. The captain coughs up blood. Crush them all. The Fifth Eye's battle cry falls flat as he surveys the room littered with Vendrian guard bodies. Now that's how it's done, Fatebinder. I should be angry you denied me a scalp or two, but I ought to thank you for saving us the trouble. Ooh, betray alliance. This choice betrays your allies, turning them against you. You will abandon your current faction-based quest and instead forge an independent path through the tears. Now you arrive? I shed blood to take Ascension Hall. This place, the Spire, the Valley, it's mine. All of you, begone! Sputtering up blood between belly laughs, the captain snickers with delight. Kairos' pulse, dividing victory, priceless. Calm yourself, Fatebinder. The Scarlet Chorus is not your enemy, but the way you're talking, it sounds like you want things to change. Do we have a problem here? Attack. This is long overdue. I want this Fatebinder served up in 5 or more pieces. Attack!
I'm not.
Boop, boop, boop. And
Here
you
to
want
make
heading out
fresh.
first, I take it? There we go, no problem. Ooh. Why don't you go ahead and heal yourself for sure? Why don't you go ahead? Not there. Ooh. There we go. Do that. And are you? Yep, you're healing yourself. And nope, you're not engaged. So let's get you engaged. And you, what are you doing?
Count on it.
There we go.
I can't take much more.
Woo! That was brutal. So let's give you some more healing. Oh, you don't have any more healing you could do. Does this heal both of us? Fatebinder is also hasted for the duration. That's not gonna help you. You're frightening and a bunch of other things that are not cool. You don't have any of your buffs, so let's get those on you, darling. Yep, we can do this without moving. You did that already. I did this. Wait, no, I'm still working on this. No problem. And are you working on this? You are not. So let's get that going. Whoa, whoa! You were not supposed to move up. You, oh, not you. You. Can you move? Yes, move. You. Move. You. Want to put spectral blur on you, but I guess it's not going to work, so we'll do this. You pit down, and we're going to hollow you up. Lady, what you doing? Look, what you doing? Over here. Over here. Thank you. I don't care if you got to disengage. You. There you go. Excellent.
Let's have it
then. And you. Can you heal yourself yet? You cannot. We need a better distribution of these health potions. Oh, you're almost down. Why are y'all? There's too much moving around. All right, y'all need to chill out. Ooh, yeah, let's do that.
Let them think they can hit me.
I like that. Now, you do it for yourself. You've already healed yourself, I guess. You, that's what I thought. You're ready for this.
Consider
Y'all
it
ready
done.
for this? Whoa, how did you heal yourself back up? That's not cool. Or maybe I was looking at versus health and just didn't realize you already know for the count. Here you go. Here. Can we do
Hope
any,
you fancy
no, we
red.
can't do any of that. Get you on the ground.
I
No?
can't take much more of this.
It's weird to me what causes that not to work. I don't understand. I really don't understand what causes that not to work.
As you
Man,
command.
let's do some of that. And of course, he's already done it. This is what it is. Get you down.
That one rattled me hard.
The fuck is wrong
you
with my
missed?
weapon?
Come on, bro. Oh, versus 5. 1 piercing, ineffective. Yeah, she keeps grazing and weapon is ineffective. She definitely needs a upgrade on her dagger. We'll focus on that soon. Yes! And it's over. I remember how hot garbage No Man's Sky was. Yeah, I never got into it. So honestly, your playthrough of this is really putting me towards wanting to finally buy this game and do some playthroughs. It looks really solid. It's a great time. It's a great time. GTA 6 will be top 5 game of all time. Mark my words. I couldn't get through Grand Theft Auto 5. I tried it. I played a couple of hours, and I just couldn't get into it. I've been thinking about whether or not Grand Theft Auto 6 is something I'm going to want to play when it comes out. But it seems like it's going to be such a massive event that I feel like I probably should just go ahead and give it a whirl. What do you all think? If GTA 6 came out, would you all want me to go through some of the Grand Theft Autos like Vice City and whatnot? Are any of you all fans of those games? Only issue I have with BG3 is that they named it as such. I would have preferred a new title rather than a forced sequel to a completed story. See, I would agree with you if there was a competent ending to the story, but the fact that Wizards of the Coast did your character and some of your party members so dirty as far as the true endings for a lot of the people there, I was comfortable with Baldur's Gate 3 because I'm like, I really didn't want to end it this way. And to be frank, Baldur's Gate 3 really didn't address some of the issues with those endings, but I didn't feel like, oh, this is a complete cut-off story. We should leave it there. Because I'm like, the way y'all left things off is trash. It's trash. No issue paying full price for a great game, especially for an indie company. But I feel like these yearly release games like Call of Duty and sports games have ruined the gaming community. They've become complacent. In some ways, yeah. The people have just been like, new coat of paint, fine, I'll buy it, whatever. Just is what it is. I just don't care for GTA. Not my type of game. The story will most likely be good, but I'll just watch it online. Call of Duty and sports have done irrecoverable damage to gaming. Nope. I figured I didn't have that type of community. It's infinitely more easier to monetize. Yeah. Say, play them slander. Okay, so Elric liked them. I honestly haven't played one since San Andreas. Really? Oh, yeah, I love San Andreas. That's probably my favorite one so far. Haven't played since San Andreas. I have a GTA urge. I watch Breaking Bad. Carefree, what's going on? I haven't seen you in a minute. Hope you've been doing all right. Yeah, I definitely recommend Tyranny. I think it's fantastic. But GTA is in your fan base, in my opinion, slander. We prefer RPGs and CRPGs, not whatever GTA is. Yep, I guess a type of RPG, but not what the majority of us like. Absolutely. I feel you. If you like RPGs, get it. It's super unique. Yep, I agree, JV. Absolutely. Tyranny is fantastic. The clatter and madness of combat has finally ceased. Ascension Hall is, for a moment, tranquil. In spite of her wounds, Ari is laughing, holding her guts together while a steady trickle of blood seeps between her fingers. You have doomed us and handed the tears to Kairos. I hope you and all the other pillaging whores choke on your victory. This is just as the voices of Narat warned. Never! The chorus commander pauses to cough, slightly lifting his mask to spit several teeth to the floor. Ever trust a servant of the law. Even if this is my end, know that the course will make you regret this betrayal. With those words of defeat, the burning hum you've heard in your head for days on end tapers off into nothing. Your mind returns to a state of quiet you have not felt since before you proclaimed the edict upon Vendrian's well. I lay claim to Ascension Hall. Let us be free of this edict. You feel a tug in your chest as a warm energy begins to form around you. Before you know it, you feel as if you are lighter than air. Let's do it. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And look at that art. You blink away the last of the luminescent trails in your field of vision. The masonry of Ascension Hall is replaced with wide open space in every direction, save for the slab of ancient stone beneath your feet. High winds shove you, pushing you off balance. The air is cool and thin, unsatisfying to your lungs. Is this? Lantry looks out to the horizon, wide-eyed with excitement. Yes, this must be the Spire. When was the last time? Lantry's eyes look down over the ledge. Dumbstruck by the vertical plunge, Lantry backs away from the edge. I may need to retch. This is certainly a change. The wind ruffles the feathers in her hair, and Verse quickly smooths them down. Damn cold change. She peers over the edge. Think I can land on my feet if I jumped? Not that it would matter for long. Kairos be merciful. What now? Barrick spins around on his feet, looking about, trying to take in as much as he can through the narrow visors of his helmet. Every way you look, mountains rise up along a distant horizon. The rivers and forests below bring to mind maps of Vendrian's Well, and you quickly trace the Matani, the Iranev, and all the numerous waterways of the region. Higher than you imagined it, this is indeed the pinnacle of the Spire at Vendrian's Well. How did we get all the way up here? Ari strains to stand up, clutching her side. Narat, help me! Somebody! The fifth eye staggers about in the high winds, looking in every direction. Is this some sort of illusion? The edict is gone, and I don't think we're dead. Lantry shrugs. We all could feel the edict passing. No doubt the soldiers below are sensing it too, and the archons as well. I claim this spire as my lawful court. So you do, though I fear that words carry more weight in Tunin's court than they do here. The fifth eye draws his sleeve across the nose of his mask in a childlike fashion. I'm sure the voices of the rat will know your every thought when he devours your mind. But I'd be happy to deliver any parting words from the wicked, treacherous Fatebinder in the meantime. He glances around, assuming I can leave this elevated prison. If you're so eager to carry my words, you can carry them down to the armies below on your corpse. You wouldn't. The fifth eye holds his hands out in front of him. I have surrendered. I am your captive. You would kill the Overlord's precious servant in cold blood? To Lantry, take a dictation, please. If you so require it. A quill appears in one hand, parchment in the other, and Lantry writes in long, flowing hand, your declaration of control. Once done, he hands you the parchment with a stern look. I'll spare you the comment about wishing my work made an impact. You wouldn't. The fifth eye holds his hands out in front of him. We already read that. Tuck the note in his gauntlet. Push him off the edge. Woo! The fifth eye's childish squeal becomes an outright shriek. The Horde will take you. We'll see each other again, Fatebinder, for I can be replaced. Do you hear me? I can be replaced. With some gentle encouragement from your right arm, the The fifth eyes tumbles over the edge. The infantile screams grow somehow louder as the figure falls downward until a half minute. Ooh, he spent 30 seconds falling? Oh, snap. 30 seconds is a long time to fall to your death. Damn. Until a half minute later, the scream ends with a sudden silence. And I got an achievement. I never did this in Tyranny before. Oh, snap. Snap, snap, snap. Just hate having to travel across the world for a quest. Oh, I tried Red Dead Redemption. Couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I did not have the patience. I hate when games force you to travel long distances through areas you've already been to. It's part of the reason Dragon's Dogma 2 doesn't appeal to me. Can't do it. Can't do it. Doesn't appeal to me. When I went the fifth time riding for like 30 minutes on my horse to get to somewhere, I was like, all right, I'm done. This is just, let me turn this shit off. This is clearly not for me. Y'all say it's a classic, it's incredible. You got it. You got it. Kai Sanat recently did a 50-hour straight stream where he played through the entire game. I was like, how, bro? How? I know. Rockstar has cast slots. It's Sparta. It's a fun ride. It's like those dropping things at Disney World, but you die at the end. Yeah, I'm straight. Life or death, I'm straight on that drop. Nope, nope, nope. Huge, brutal drop. Absolutely. Drop her off, too. Red Dead feels like a Resident Evil skin GTA. Man. Landry is such a bro. My man was ready to roll. Had that banger of a joke already loaded. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot the Vendrian guard captain bracing herself to stand, clutching her wounds and steadying her footwork against the high winds. I haven't forgotten you, Captain. Nor did I expect you to. She peers out over the edge. Let's get this over with, shall we? Execute her. Still alive? That can be solved. Wounded and weary, Captain Tarkus Ari offers no resistance. With a single stroke, you put the battered warrior to rest. What? It didn't let me kick her off the edge too? Her ass should have went straight over. Goodbye, my friend. Ebb nods slowly, looking at Ari's corpse. So ends one of the finest patriots of Apex. She clears her throat and turns to you with a forced smile. I trust I'm next? You have lost loyalty with Ebb. No. No doubt I'm the very definition of an enemy of the Overlord. I didn't just resist, I led others into resistance. So I know what's about to happen. But I know when I've met my match, and like most folk, I'll do whatever it takes to live. If you will show me mercy, I will pledge my life to you. Good Fatebinder. Good? Ha 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 ha. The Tidecaster bows on one knee, lowering her gaze. I know I'm an oathbreaker, so my word isn't what it used to be. But I promise, if you spare me, I will serve you well. Why would I possibly trust you? Because I'm all out of reasons to fight you. The Vendrian Guard and the School of Tides are no more, leaving me with no loyalties or ties to, well, anyone. And we must all bow to Kairos' minions eventually, right? I would die before swearing fealty to the voices of Narat, and Graven Ash would kill me in a heartbeat. If I am to serve anyone in this new order, it should and must be the Archon of Justice, and you are the only servant of Tunnen I can think to ask. My mercy has a price. What will stay your hand if not my service? Is it wealth you desire? I have plenty stashed throughout the tiers. I can lead you to it. I want the knowledge of the Tidecasters. If that is what you require, she locks eyes with yours, her face stern and cold. I will endeavor to train you. It may take time, but if I am left alive and in good health, I will show you the secrets of the School of Tides. Then swear fealty to me. I, Ebb of the Tidecasters, do hereby pledge my life and loyalty to Joker. She dips in a short bow before meeting your eyes with a trembling smile. I will serve and obey, until such time as I am freed from my obligations. Never. That ain't never happening, lady. Never, ever, 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 ever. Yeah, there's a lot of really good games that forget to respect the player's time in the name of realism. Yep, and I have no tolerance for it. None. I guess you and I had different endings in Baldur's Gate 2 Throwing a Ball, but yeah, the canon ending fucked over my choices. Yeah, and not only the canon ending in the game, but also if you look at what Wizards of the Coast did with the characters afterwards, shit. It's pure shit. And this is canon. What they did with those characters is canon. Pure dog shit. I don't know how you feel about it, but my main interest with GTA has always been the online role-playing available more than the campaign itself. I never did GTA Online. Risking GTA is insane. With the Red Dead, a lot of world and mechanics differences. Okay, GM. Missed opportunity not to be able to Sparta kick her off. Yeah, come on now. The first one felt really familiar. He got to contemplate his life, see his future, feel the wind getting harsher and faster. Probably tearing at his skin, then he died. Yeah, he suffered long before the impact. Exactly. Crazy. Time I got to use a special button in the 007 car on that annoying lady. The first one fine, but the second one being a risk it is trolling. Even the first one had the dead mechanics and horse riding. I actually enjoyed the Red Dead Redemption, the first one. I really had a good time with that. Missed overall intent. Are you going full Scorched Earth evil, picking every evil option, or playing more smart and careful evil? More smart and careful evil, but I'm playing the independent route. So you're going strictly for yourself. You're not aligned with any of the other groups. That's an actual path to power in this game. RDR2 is legit one of the best open world RPGs ever. I actually don't disagree with that. It's just not my type of RPG. I need my open world RPGs to be easier to travel around and bounce around. But absolutely, from everything I've heard, there's a ton of reactivity quests, things that can randomly happen. Like, it's not a Red Dead Redemption 2, being honest, is not a reskin of anything. It's its own beast. And it deserves a lot of the accolades that it's gotten because it appeals to a lot of players. Just doesn't appeal to me. Y'all can have it. Y'all got it. Vengeance well has fallen for the second time since the conquest began, but not in any way that Kairos' forces could have anticipated. You claimed Ascension Hall for yourself, startling your Scarlet Chorus allies and throwing the battle into disarray. While the Voices of Narat is amused by your foolhardy stunt, that won't stop him from killing you over it. Though you stepped out from under the Overlord's shadow, you nevertheless satisfied the terms of the edict, removing the death sentence from everyone in the valley. No sooner had this peace settled than a new danger eclipsed it, the civil war between Kairos' forces. With the threat of execution no longer looming overhead, the Overlord's armies turned their attention away from the Citadel and toward each other. The tensions that flared over the long siege reached an explosive crescendo as the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus armies clashed iron and bronze in a hasty, disorganized battle. The Voices of Narat and his officers escaped to the Stone Sea, leaving their conscript army to carry on their fight against the disfavored. Before the conflict could claim further lives, Graven Ash and his disfavored legion broke camp and withdrew to their forces in the Blade Grave. Both armies turned their backs to the Spire, your new, unassailable seat of power. You can feel the archons' boiling hatred from the pinnacle. As days passed, the wounded and injured were nursed to health. You explored your strange bastion and planned your next steps with careful deliberation. As word spreads that the Scarlet Chorus and disfavored turned on each other, factions once resolved to bend the knee are inspired instead to continue fighting. The Archon's feud has heralded the collapse of Kairos' offensive. Tunan, the Archon of Justice, observes the chaos and discord spreading across the land. The Archon summons his fate binder to return to the court at the bastard city and report on his actions in Vengeance well. Speaking of realism, part of why I can't stand games where it counts down using in-real time for quest time and survival mechanics. Not worth playing for that level of needless hassle. I agree. I can't stand it. I'm straight. Tidy up my room a bit. Welcome back, Abandonment. Greek greed antagonizes game chaser. That's my big gripe with the game. I think I played this game once and chose the goody two-shoes path. I like with the tears and stuff. What's going on, Justice? Yep, that's a legitimate way to power as well. And it's definitely a feel-good story. Well, 2 is up there. My favorite games. I love it. As you know, Slatter. Absolutely, Eric. I understand why. I don't know why people think GTA 5 is so good. After 10 hours, just couldn't force myself to keep playing. That's the way I felt about it. I preferred San Andreas, but I also never made it to do a robbery. So I wonder if the heist is what made people enjoy so much. You're maxing out the classes? That's awesome. That's awesome. Felt all three main characters were interesting. I had cool stories and quests in GTA 5. Fun driving around, causing mayhem. And just having fun in a world full of stuff to do. Yep, I understand. I understand. I love when games have independent routes to the slow and difficult rise to power. That on my own is one of my favorite tropes of all time. Yeah, I've never played it before in this game, so it should be interesting to see how it is. Slater, when you play Broken Roads, that game hasn't come out yet, right? I haven't heard any buzz about it yet. When is it? Does it have a release date? It seems like it might be my kind of game. At least I don't think it came out yet. If Rockstar can add more choice and outcomes for story reactivity would make them top tier go. Their production values are definitely crazy. From the top of the Spire, you can make out the distant features of Vengeance Well and the mountains beyond. A few vague, twisted lines of purple and red show the retreat of Kairos' forces. Ending the edict on Vengeance Well filled you with a great deal of power. This will undoubtedly prove useful as you travel through the tiers. You should investigate the origins of this power and find ways to acquire more. A new bar on your character sheet displays the current level of power. Press C to open the character sheet and view your current level. You have acquired your first Spire. This Spire will be your home base as you adventure through the lands of Kairos' tiers. Your Spire gives you a free location to rest and recover from your travels. As you acquire more Spires, you will discover additional functionality. Click on the Spire icon to open your home base interface or press H. Once a character has been dismissed from the party, they will return to either their war cap or the Spire if you've unlocked it. From the top of the Spire, oh, yep, I read that. Safe to say your Lord Tunan will want to hear of what transpired. Kairos' forces have withdrawn, and that's one less headache. Uh-oh. The dizzying energy from the Spire falters. Whatever force awoke the powers that reside here gutters and fades, though a faint hum persists in the sculpture at the center. The humming from the curious sculpture pulses and builds in volume, as if to draw your attention. Vendrian Guard Wrath, drain strength. Let's see. Got that. Oh, that's right. I got a couple of these. I forgot about that. What's this? Oh, I got Spectral Blur. I could replace this with Spectral Blur. I'm good with that. Combo abilities. There we go. That's these. Death from Above. Launch Versa to the air. I wonder what's involved in that. What is this? Drain Strength. Drain Resolve, Finesse, and Might. Yeah, I'm good on that. What's this? Battle Stance. I don't have Battle Stance. Weapon Sets. And quick items and Spire rest bonus +5 all skills until my next rest. That's interesting. Okay, let's save here. Broken Road releases next Wednesday. Really? Yeah, Queen, is going very well. Wow. I didn't know it released next Wednesday. Yeah, I'll play it for sure. And someone didn't pay their magical electrical bills. This year I'm going to try and find a job. So buy a gaming laptop to experience so many RPGs like Tyranny or whatever the one we talked about last time was. Black Geyser. Yeah, for sure. For sure. There's some great CRPGs that are available right now. Rain, what's going on? Yo, I've owned this game since it came out and never got around to playing it. Looking forward to your playthrough. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far, man. Really enjoying it. Saints 3. I used to love the Saints Row games. For some reason, I love them way more than I like the Grand Theft Auto games. I played Saints Row 1, 2, and I'm pretty sure I played 3 as well. But then I think after 3, it kind of dropped off in quality, and I was like, okay, I'm off this train. I'm off this train. All right. What's up, lady? Sure, I'll take whatever this is. To the west, you see the shining spire of Lethian's Crossing. This looks really like a really sparse area. All right, so I'm going to have to do some upgrades. To the east, you can see deep ashen clouds surrounding the burning library. Makes sense. Let's see what she has to say. Not Ebb Loyalty 1. What? Not Ebb? Okay. Ebb clears her throat at your approach, eyeing you head to toe. With arms folded, her right hand plays with the knots and ties of cord wrapped around her left forearm.
So if I might ask, what is your plan now? The edict no longer looms overhead, and Kairos' conquest of the Tears seems to be slipping. What with the armies and civil war.
First order of business, I should speak with Tunan.
I would counsel you to do just that. I'm sure the events of Vendrian's Well are best explained from your mouth to Tunan's ears. Furthermore, I'd guess the Archon of Justice would want to know your take on the Archons and their divide.
I'm improvising. Any suggestions?
My first suggestion would be to build a boat. Something durable, and take our chances on the high seas far from Kairos. I have a second and more practical suggestion. Look to the horizon and slightly up. By that I mean the other spires. We should see what's atop the others. Otherwise someone else might look first.
What do you know about the spires?
Not nearly enough, apparently. To me, they've always been axioms of navigation. You can triangulate a lot of things with the sextant and a clear view to a spire or two. We've long known the spires radiate strong magical fields, and all save the mountain spire connect to the old walls. So it's the sort of thing common folk know from afar, but avoid day to day.
My goal is to defeat the disfavored.
I've fought the disfavored and know all too well their skill and tenacity. Destroying the disfavored, though, where to start? Killing Graven Ash would of course be the goal, but he's a mighty warrior in his own right, and he's never far from his legion. We could try to counsel with the enemy of our enemy. No doubt the voices of Nerat would be eager to destroy Graven Ash, but I'm not sure if consorting with the Archon of Secrets is wise.
I will crush the remaining local opposition and complete the conquest.
I see. I'm sure there's little I can do to persuade you otherwise. Just consider that the people of the Tears will someday bow to Kairos. Why not have them bow to you instead?
That's all I have for now.
Well, short of Tunon giving you orders on pain of death, you have the luxury of acting on your own volition. Though the disfavored are likely to come for you. Whatever you decide, I'm at your disposal.
Your assistance will be most helpful. Thanks.
And I am thankful to not be a bloody pile of offal in Vendrian's Well. Life under your banner will, I'm sure, prove most interesting.
Have a moment? Let's speak further.
What is it you need?
We should discuss matters at hand.
I'm still amazed we survived the Edict of Execution. The Chorus may outnumber us, and the disfavored seem to grow more aggressive every passing span. But we've endured our neap days. The struggle now turns in our favor.
I'm biased as someone who grew up in L.A. Got you. I understand, loser. Like that, it gave me the L.A. feel, knowing I'll probably never visit or live there. I've always wanted to visit Los Angeles. That's something I definitely plan to do. Sextant, that's a device that you use to measure. I forgot what it's supposed to measure. But it's not something crazy. Yeah, she says sextant. Let's talk about something
What is it
else.
You need?
I have questions
Ask
for
away.
you. Let's speak of magic.
You know, I normally charge for this, but for you...
Ebb smiles, awaiting your query. What can you tell me about your magical tradition?
Now, you know that's a very personal question. The knowledge I have is a centuries-old gift from the Archon of Tides. I would sooner discard my life than the sanctity of that gift. I will speak in generalities only.
I thought we agreed you would reveal these secrets to me. Ask. Worst I can do is not tell you. Tell me about how you influenced Teratus' grave. This is a trade secret, at least was a trade secret up until a few years ago. My masters were taken before voices of Nerat, and he pried that wisdom from their minds. Not that I'm still bitter. Tell me how you influence ice, mist, and other forms of water. With years of training. Now, look, most of those secrets have already been stolen ages ago by the sages. Doesn't mean I'm going to tell you just because the secret's already out. But it means you can go ask someone else if you really feel so entitled to know. And before you ask, I've learned plenty from knowledge stolen by the sages, but no, I don't know how to do what Ebb does, magically or otherwise. Can you teach me what you know? When you spared my life, I did say I would train you, so be it. Ebb lets out a long sigh, her eyes scanning the ground for a long moment. First things first, this is the sigil of occulted jade, Archon of Tides. Watch carefully. Ebb holds up her right hand, curling her palm as she fans her fingers. With the whip of her wrist, she scribes a pattern in the air, her fingers glowing an orange hue for a moment as she traces in the air. For several hours, you mime Ebb's gestures, while absorbing her biographical anecdotes about the archon's life, times, and power. At last, the moment occurs when the understanding clicks. You are no longer aping her movements, but willfully tapping into the power of the archon. I'd ask that you use this knowledge wisely, but it's not like I do. Now, if you excuse me, I'm talked out for the moment. Perhaps another time. Oh, she typed out? Officer Kurt
What is
Bow.
it you need?
What do you need? I have
Ask
some
away.
questions.
You know,
Speak
I
of
normally
magic.
charge for this, but for you...
Do you know,
At some-
wait, did I ask? What are the philosophies, teachings of your magic? There's a question I can answer. It would surprise you little to learn that we see all things, people, wars, seasons, to be cyclical, waxing and waning through their various forms, like the tides in the light of Tyranny's grave. The mind is limited. We're born and spend our lives dodging death. We expect all stories to have a beginning and an end. We assume all things start and stop, just like us. In truth, all things are cycles, some by matter of minutes, others by matters of years or lifetimes. In the school of tides, we appreciate patterns of all sorts. Most are called to the depths. Others find their interest skybound. Many still find the tides of human emotion and political fortunes far more intriguing than inanimate tides found in the orbits and oceans. From what archon do the tidecasters draw upon for their magic? The first tidecasters were given the gift of magic by our school's founder, occulted Jade, Archon of Tides. Though she was not of Kairos' ilk, she was as powerful as any archon, and from her name and legacy, we can mimic the moon's pull on the seas and change the currents. And it's from her that we have spells to turn the moon's pleasant hues into a baleful ray of searing grave light. In all these years, I have not grown tired of the thrill of power. It's a rush of carnal humors every time. I'm guessing you could tell me more than I ever wanted to know about the moons. You'd be right. My magic is generally associated with the moon Tyranny's grave, but you have to know where Interloper is in the sky when mucking about with mystic forces. Lore. Do you control water, or do you mimic the tidal effects the moons have on water? Both, actually. I'm amused you're keen on the difference. Our spells of ice and mist affect water directly, but are of limited volume. Displacing your own body weight in water is no mean feat. But if I were to move on an ocean current, I'd drive myself nuts moving water in front of a boat a little at a time. That's why I'd use a cantrip to simulate a tidal pool. I think her gravelight powers can only be used by her. I'm not sure if you can create a character who's actually skilled in this manner. I want a Second Kingdom Come Deliverance. So I was weighing whether or not that would be a good game for me to stream. Probably not this year, but maybe next year. Like I've heard, it seems like people are really far on the spectrum when it comes to that game. Either they think it's amazing and the realism is fantastic and it should be played by everyone who loves CRPGs, or they're like, no, it's realistic to the point of not being fun. I regret playing it. Hours wasted that I'll never get back. So I can only assume that Gifu, you're a fan of it. Devilman, what's going on? For what I'm concerned about returning characters BG3, I won't name to avoid spoilers, are doppelgangers, and I'm sticking with that. I love playing DL Xbox Series X. It's the 360 version, so I'm getting all the classic 360 stuff. Makes you feel nostalgic for sure. For sure. But I never realized how hard Arquebus's hit in Pillars of Eternity. Oh yeah. I gave one to Grievous Munner and she one-tapped to Drake. Yep, they're super, super powerful. Durance is actually really good with arquebuses as well. Aren't they pretty much shotgun type rifles? Yep, they are. You shot a long barrel? Absolutely. It's hard to start, but once you get it, it's so awesome, really. KCD is a must. Interesting. Okay, yeah, it's definitely something that's on the list. Dragon and arquebus are closer to rifles than shotguns. Arrows hit like a truck as well. That's true. Well, if you don't like running back and forth, then probably not. Oh, right, there's no fast travel system, right? So but you've got a horse, right? So you can ride your horse, or is the horse still considered pretty slow? Interloper is the one that moves in the sky, if I remember the lessons correctly. Exactly. Interloper orbits Tyranny at a steady clip, and its orbit sometimes crosses in front of Tyranny's grave, leading to mystical calamity if you don't know what you're doing. Tyranny's grave is the big one, right? Tell me about it. Territor's grave is fixed in the sky, always overhead day and night. It was first named by folks living far to the east. They'd look to the west and see the moon-like permanent hill on the horizon, a grave where the sun dies each evening. That's how the older folks saw it. If you live in the western part of the world, Territor's grave is overhead all the time. This means that day and night it's reflecting the sun's rays. And if you know what you're doing, it doesn't just reflect, it magnifies. Let's talk about something else. Ask. Worst I can do is not tell you. Have you heard anything from the Tidecasters that left before the war? No, and I don't like entertaining the hope. Those cowards are all gone. If they didn't die at sea, they are dead to me. I reserve the right to be pleasantly surprised if they come back, eager to fight the good fight. But I'm not holding my breath. All the brave Tidecasters died, present company accepted. Fine, we could talk about other arcane matters.
You know, I normally charge for this.
You
but
know
for
anything
you...
of the magic of the archons? Enough to know I'm out of my element. That is to say, I've studied the many archons a great deal, and I have a great number of hypotheses and conjectures, but, well, I'm no expert yet. And like most who have invoked the archons of times past to work magic, I do wonder what difference of birth or experience gives one the magical potential to be an archon. Most of my studies have been into the question of origins of form. It's known we can emulate the magic of archons that came before us, but is it possible to tap into the magic of archons yet to be? So far, the answer seems to be no. She looks at the ground with a rumpled smirk. Know anything about the old walls and the spires? Not enough. Never enough. Eb smiles, twirling her staff in her hands. As a child, I was terrified of the old walls. I think that's true of most folk. Now that I can arc grave light with a wiggle of my fingers, well, I think when I'm a shriveled old hag, dying in the old walls would be a great way to go. What can you tell me of the Bane? What I know is largely taken from Master Camberell's work and some near-fatal experience venturing close to the old walls. As best I understand it, the Banes are bits of magical will that have an extended life of their own. I'm of the belief that they nest or reproduce in the old walls, the only place you regularly find them. Our magic attracts the Bane. That much I know to be true firsthand. Again, this is personal theory, but I'm guessing they eat or drink magic, so our spells are invitations to dine. Let's change the subject.
Away.
Tell me about yourself.
You know, I normally charge for this.
Whoops, change the
Ask away.
subject. Wait, no. Tell me about yourself. No, I'm not here to gab or flirt or whatever else is on your mind. Damn, because she fears me. If you have orders, that's one thing, but I don't want to discuss folks I've lost or other such things. Not with you. Raise your voice. It wasn't a suggestion. I'm well aware, but I have nothing to talk about. The life I had is gone, and the life I have now is, well, this, my service to you. Everything else is best forgotten. I have some questions
Ask
for
away.
you. I have questions about the people of the Tiers.
We all know how to swim, and we all know how to fight. Most Northmen are lucky to make half that boast. What would you like to know?
I'm curious about the people of the Tiers. I'm surprised. I never would have guessed you care a sailor's cuss for the people of the Tiers. If you did, you wouldn't join a giant mob of rapists and pillagers to conquer us all. Ask a sage if you're curious about our culture. Damn! Damn! The running back and forth isn't too bad. Didn't take 30 minutes to cross the map. Okay, cool. There is fast travel, but it takes time and you can get ambushed. Yeah, I love getting the bathhouse perk so I can get free showers and services. Nice. And I have to spend at least an hour or two just training with wooden swords. Definitely spends a lot of time training. Makes sense too. Can't just go out as a farmhand and expect to be a good fighter. Okay. So where does magic come from in Tyranny? Was it like invented by the archons, or is that just how it's understood in practice? Is there a source for it and how it is cataloged? Basically, the archons are the only people the archons create certain disciplines, certain types of magic. And then a lot of other people can tap in to what the archon has essentially created. So like there's an archon who created the tide casting discipline. And then all the rest of these tide casters are able to tap in to what she was able to do, right? So there's one person who has to basically kick it off and figure out how to create this magic. And then other people take advantage of her work, of that person's original work. Kingdom Come Deliverance is too realistic for me. To the point it's boring. I think if you get enough loyalty with Eb, you can learn grave life from her. Oh, nice. Not happening in this playthrough. Now, why that lady's voice reminds me of the Laura or Marisha from CR. CR? I wish I got romance Eb. Yeah, that would be fantastic. Ebb and Verse. Really, this game has some badass women in it, to be honest with you. But yeah, either Ebb or Verse would be fantastic romance. What are the major resistors to Kairos' rule?
Aside from the ones you slew? Well, the Vendrian Guard were the most staunch opponents of Kairos. With their passing, the Overlord's rule is absolute. Well, aside from the local archons being in a state of civil war. Was there a particular group you wish to discuss?
Tell me about the Unbroken.
The Unbroken is the name of the military of the now fallen realm of Stalwart. Every citizen of Stalwart was trained to fight, and all were expected to answer the rallying cry of the regents, the ruling small council of the realm. A decade ago, Stalwart was the ass end of jokes tearsmen would tell each other. The people of Stalwart are obnoxiously proud of a long history of being invaded, but never losing. The disfavored put an end to their vaunted record of victory. The Unbroken still persist, albeit marginally so. The disfavored withdrew after the Edict of Storms began shredding the landscape. Their holdfast of Sentinel Stand Keep was never taken, and the citizen army, though scattered, could still be rallied.
Tell me about the Stonestalker tribe.
Kairos' war was disastrous to the human realm of Azure, but a stroke of good luck for the numerous beastmen that toiled in Azure's endless wheat fields. With the masters all dead, the serfs have been set free. The Stonestalkers are a tribe born from these newly freed beasts. I imagine they would never bow to Kairos or the Archons. Too many generations have been enslaved. I'd wager anything they'll die before they ever bow. Beastmen understand strength and leadership, but it's always in the concrete sense. I can't pretend to know how they think, but I could never imagine them accepting an absent Prima. A distant ruler they can't see or smell seems a bit too abstract.
Tell me about the Bronze Brotherhood.
The Bronze Brotherhood is one of the most feared and famous of the Free City mercenary companies. They serve the highest bidder, and during the war, that was Kairos. Most of the Brotherhood perished in the war, but a handful. The crew hired to work at Lethian's Crossing. They got to babysit the Forge-bound and survived the last few years with minor losses. The band is too small to be a serious threat to the disfavored or the chorus, but they are scourge-worshipping berserks that will adopt any enemy for the right price. Maybe even Kairos.
Are there other remnants of the Younger Realms that could still rise against Kairos?
Several sages came to our aid during the Second Battle of Vendrian's Well. I at first thought they meant to kill me, but instead they put their lives on the line for us. They spoke of others in their guild braving the Edict of Fire to salvage lore from the burning library. Though I may find them untrustworthy, it must be said that the sages have a certain fearlessness toward the Overlord. Perhaps that could be kindled further. Historically speaking, an alliance with the School of Ink and Quill is just asking to have your efforts stolen and your goals undermined. Mark my words, some things never change.
It also seems to be when an Archon is about to die or dies, another random person gets their own version of their powers, becoming an Archon. Oh, really? I don't remember that part. Okay, boss page. Why that ladies remind me of lore. Oh, Critical Role. Got you. Is that because only Archons can use magic in the ways needed to make new things? Or could someone else do it? Is it just because Archons are the only ones powerful enough for it? Well, this is what Ed was just talking about. It's not really clear why certain Archons come to be. But what is clear is that certain strains of magic don't seem to exist until an Archon comes about that unlocks it. So she was asking the question, is it possible to tap into a certain type of magic before an Archon comes along who really opens the floodgates? And it seems like thus far the answer is no, that you need an Archon to open that dam first, and then everybody can jump in and take their little piece. Think of the sages as a resource. Your concern is noted but irrelevant. If the sages will obey me, I will work with them.
Whatever. If you want to ignore my advice, that's fine. I'm taking over the Spire when you die, so keep up that naivete for me.
Let's change the subject. What can you tell me about the different nations of the tiers? Before Kairos came, the tiers were the Younger Realms, the Bastard tier, and the Free Cities, and about that order of prominence. We all trace our roots back to the Five Wives, though sometimes a bit of ancestral shoreline seems all we have in common. Tell me about the Younger Realms. Haven, Azure, Apex, and Stalwart have been the four major forces of the tiers for the last 4 centuries. A few other dynasties have tried their hand, but all eventually were defeated or absorbed into the four we know today. Not sure when the term younger came into fashion, but it's always been a term of humble contrast. Just look at the old walls. Someone was here before us and built them. Don't know really anything about them, but it stands to reason there used to be an older realms that did all the construction. Before Kairos came, the tiers were the younger realms, the bastard tiers and the four. Tell me about the bastard tier. It's the northernmost of the tiers and the choke points of the Northern Empire. It's been a hub of trade for centuries, and a long line of merchant families and private armies have kept the realm largely lawless. Though many of us used to joke about the bastard city being sacked by rabid dogs, Tullin's capture of the city was a terrible blow to the morale of the tiersmen. We knew that day Kairos was more than just a fun story to scare your kids. What can you tell me about the free cities? There's little free about the free cities, save for their independence from the younger realms. They are not physically adjacent, but rather politically allied by their shared hatred of the other realms. Most all of the free cities were defeated with little effort by Kairos' forces. Way I heard it, Narat just had to have agents hire up their mercenaries and order them to simply be elsewhere when the armies of the Overlord arrived. Before Kairos came, the tiers were the young... let's change the subject. Let's change the subject. What can you tell me about the archon? What can you tell me of the archons in the tiers?
Not entirely sure. Which is to say, there was a time I studied my enemy in great detail, but I've recently come to learn that much of my information was little more than lies and misdirection.
So archons unlock specific strains of magic like necromancy, but the practitioners can go on to make new spells within that school, like raise dead an example. No, I don't think they can even make new spells. I think they could just use the spells that the archon has figured out. I think the creation of new things within magic has to come from the archons. But anything the archons have created can be used to a lesser degree by other people. Does that make sense? What are the voices of Narat? The most vile thing to walk Terratus. The voices claimed the masters of the School of Tides. He pulled from them their memories, then gave our secrets to the contemptible blood chanters. If I can burn that thing off the face of Terratus, my life will not have been wasted. But in truth, I'm learning that most of what I know is just lies and misdirection, though I guess he'd be a poor archon of secrets if I had my facts straight. What do you know of Graven Ash? Before the conquest, I assumed Graven Ash a harmless old man, an archon in name only past his prime. I could not have been more wrong. Many have underestimated the great general by his age. Few of them have made the mistake twice. Ash is a remarkable general. He led his tiny band of disfavored on a nearly unstoppable rampage of the tiers, and he does not seem to win his wars with obvious displays of mystic powers, but with old-fashioned leadership and good soldiers. A year or so back, under a blue flag talk with a commander, I was told that the Archon knows the name of every soldier under his command, living and dead. The way that this favor speak of Ash, you think he raised each of them from the cradle. Know anything of Cairn? Enough. She inhaled sharply, folding her arms with a scowl. Conquest. The Tidecasters fought well. You could be proud of that. Hardly. Master Falvax and Hagravar should have died on their feet. That would have spared them the indignity of being dragged like war trophies. The last of the Tide joined with the defenders at clashing. When the generals could not decide on how best to deal with these water mages, you broke the deadlocks, resulting in the voice of Narat's plan to have the mages met by a flood of conscripts to be taken alive for the Archon's interrogation. When the trio of Tidecasters slew hundreds on their way down, the water mages were ultimately overwhelmed, brought before the voice of Narat, and never heard from again. Got you. Why the hostility? The Archon of Stone destroyed much that I hold dear. I'm glad he's dead. What more need I say? What do you know of Seren? I'm sure there may be younger archons in the historical records, but Seren is certainly an unusually powerful child. It said half of the Scarlet Chorus was recruited by Seren's persuasive song, and I'd not doubt it. I also know the voices of the Rat put a shackle on her power, probably feared she'd become the favorite of the rabble. Let's change the subject.
Ask away.
What do you know of arcane society?
I know a great deal of the mages of the tiers, or at least their history. Most are dead now. I know a little less about the guilds sworn to Kairos as archons, but I try to make an effort to know my opposition.
Tell me of the Earthshakers. The Earthshakers are the disciplines of Karn, Archon of Stone, and they share their master's command of tremors and soil. And they also share Cairn's aloof, brooding temperament. From what I gather, the Earthshakers serve the disfavored, but the relationship has been deeply strained by Karen's fall from grace. I can imagine that there is the fear Karen shared with them, something subversive or treasonous. Tell me about blood chanters. The blood chanters are the voices of Narat's cabal of mages. Their magic is taken from the sigil of Seren. Oh, I didn't know that. It's taken from the sigil of Seren. Okay. And from techniques stolen from the school of Wild Wrath, namely their magic of fire, as learned from Thousand Embers, Archon of Fire. They barely qualify as a proper school or guild. Most of them barely literate, and I bet most of them didn't learn a damn thing, just had their knowledge shoved into their heads by Narat. Brutal. They've all the brutal buffoonery of the course, but with the magic to make their bloodlust contagious. Their only redeeming feature, guess they make the sages seem not half bad. What can you tell me of the Forge Bound? The Forge Bound have an unusual sort of magic. They specialize in slow, painstaking rituals that do not produce the dazzling baths of energy and shards of flying ice like my own magic. Instead, their spells render them immune to the fires of the forge and have one with their tools of the trade. I admit a bit of fascination with the guild. I much prefer the power and brutality of my own magic, but if I lived in a calmer, wiser time, I think there could be great satisfaction in using magic to become the master of one's craft. Tell me about the School of Ink and Quill. Behind the Tie Casters, the sages of the School of Ink and Quill are the second oldest arcane institution in the tiers. We go way back a ways. There's a lot of bad blood. If I'm being objective, the sages claim to be scholars interested in collecting, archiving, and preserving lore from and for all humanity. They're quite keen to gather lore, but in no sense do they seek to share their knowledge with the tiersmen. Many of our secrets have been pilfered by sage spies over the centuries, and we're not alone. The sages have the secrets of many other guilds. Their generations of theft have made them versatile and dangerous. Tell me about your own guild, the School of Tides. Our patron, occulted Jade Archon of Tides, is as old as the settlers of the Five Wives, and for nearly 5 centuries, we were masters of the coast and the rivers. These days, it's a school of one. You're looking at it. She thumps her chest with a bemused smirk. Why didn't your Archon fight in the war? About a year or so before the troops arrived in the Bastard Tier, occulted Jade proclaimed the age of the Tiers was over and said she'd depart southwest into unknown, unending ocean rather than face Kairos. Oh, wow, interesting. Most of my guildmates went along, choosing to risk the endless high seas rather than risk battle. A few of us, the militants, as our peaceful brethren dubbed us, chose to stand and fight. To my knowledge, I am the last of those who decided to stay and fight. Damn! So a Tyranny sequel could potentially include a lot more of the Tie Masters. Man! The more I play this game, the more that the strong desire to have a Tyranny sequel is coming back to me. Something I would have loved an expansion or second game. Getting Seren's helmet limiter off. Yeah, she could easily be the main villain in a Tyranny 2, to be honest with you. Khalid, what's going on? Archons, to my understanding, are like a conduit to a specific element or mechanic. Once they have access to that specific element, skill, magic, they can share with others how to access it. Exactly. I agree. That's basically the way it works. What of other magical skills and guilds of the tiers? There have been several to crop up and wither across the centuries. The Cutters Guild took their healing magic north centuries ago. The School of Flowering Winter always limped along as an inconsequential group of gardeners. Most other schools in the tiers fizzled out early, slain by suspicious neighbors, or subverted and destroyed by one of the big 3 schools. Let's change the subject. I'd like to ask you about our travel companions. She nods, silently awaiting your follow-up. What do you make of Barrick?
My one concern with Barrick is that he's still loyal to Graven Ash and not to you. Barrick seems steadfast, faithful, and dependable. But if it comes down to you versus Graven Ash, therein lies the test.
If it weren't a tactical asset, it'd be fun to try and pry him out of that suit. Curious to see if his misdirection is as strong, firm, and taut as I've imagined it should be. She nods, silently awaiting your follow-up. What are your thoughts on Verse?
We should consider ourselves fortunate that one of the most deadly members of the Scarlet Furies considers you a suitable gang leader. That said, I think her involvement with you is entirely suspect. I would wager good money the voices of Narat is listening through her, or perhaps seeing what she sees.
What's your take on Lantry?
Probably the only word thief I haven't wanted to dismember. Him? I'd merely play with an ice knife.
The wandering scholarly thing seems an act. It's always an act with the sages, always pretending to know less than they really do. I'm sure he's got 1,000 reasons for why he's not like them or more trustworthy than the rest, but I know his type, and so I don't trust him. Aw, that's high praise coming from you. I'm going to take this staff and repeatedly jam it into your backside until you prolapse. Ah, just like that. Balance is restored to all known existence. You had me worried there. Nice. Let's change the subject.
away.
Let's talk to something else.
What is it you need?
All right. Add Ed to the party. Grab your things. I'm in need
Of
of your
course.
skills.
It's about time to stretch the old sea legs.
Be seen,
Okay.
Fatebinder.
I'm not sure. Oh, I've got, a sigil of Terratus. Oh, okay. So is this how you're able to, bam, and control the light of the Terratus grave? And what's this? Sigil of Force. Channel Force. Interesting. All right. So here's the question. So she can get this stuff, but what is her level ups? So she's got Tidal Wave. Applying, have this. Summon a global water surround the target's head, leaving them to slowly drown. Bonus to all frost damage. Frost and shock. Repels foam, pushing each of them back a fair distance. Damage dealt, damage dealt, damage dealt. Having our allies gain more skill with lore spells. Lift the target in the air and violently throw them back down on the ground, dealing crush damage. I remember really enjoying this. Charge bolt of volcanic energy at a foe that bounces to hit nearby enemies. Grants bonus armor while Ebb is wearing light armor in combat. Grants a moderate bonus to armor while Ebb is wearing light armor in combat. So, and she can get magic defense. So Ebb can serve as a tank technically, right? Let's see. Terratus Call. Terratus Grip. Ebb suspends the target in midair. They can only be hit by ranged attacks that cannot attack, move, be stunned, or knocked down. Ebb's presence frightens nearby Bane. Ooh, automatically. Grants bonus lore and additional spell slots. Affliction caused by attacks lasts longer once per encounter when Ebb's health is critical. She causes an explosion of grave light into around her that drains health from nearby allies. Ebb uses grave light to teleport across the battlefield. Enemies near her cast and destination locations are hit with a grave light attack that drains their health. Can Ebb... See... That's something I would have loved in an expansion of the second game, getting his from his archons. Yep, but there are multiple archons with same ability, magic, like Blade Mark, and a certain brood mother. I just want to say they have a higher, huge budget, access to a master team with 100% creative freedom. Yep, that's why I want Avowed to do well. I'm hoping that if that does well, it'll propel them to greater success. Good food. Take care, man. Have a good night. And now before I go to the gym. Yep. Yeah, I'm thinking that these devs always try to come up with new ideas how to tell a story and offer new takes on being a CRPG. If they had no constraints to creative freedom, yeah. I always use Ebb as a healer controller. That makes sense as well. But so here's the thing, right? Verse is my main tank, and I do believe that she's the best tank in the game, but she also doesn't have the ability to have multiple engagements, right? So enemies can really run right past her to my back line, and that's happened a few times. So I have Barrick in there, and Barrick actually focuses on getting more engagements because he can automatically attack enemies once he's engaged with them. So it helps to control the battlefield a little bit more. But I kind of feel like Barrick doesn't really fit in with this party. Ebb is more submissive. She's more like, hey, look, I understand this is just going to be the way it's going to be. So I'll let this, so I'm not going to stay hostile. But I think that's 3 backline characters with 1 frontliner who doesn't really hold the front line well. So I actually don't think this works. I think I have to have Barrack for a little while. Em and Verse are always mainstays in my party, regardless of character. Nice. Holy shit. Oh, J. Cole decided to respond, huh? Yeah, but see, I don't have a whole lot of faith in it. I don't think J. Cole can win. So I'm not as excited about this as you are, good fool. um, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? You know what? I'm going to wait because she's only got 5 points right now, so she can get this. Calls each enemy in a cone to trigger an explosion of grave light energy. Foes take arcane damage and a portion of the lost health is drained back to Ebb. Oh, that's the other thing. If she's doing grave light damage, that damage is always coming back to her. So she could do this. She get this. 1, 2. She could do this. Then, so that's 3, 4. And then I guess that for 5. Having her gain more experience with lore, spells, and magic staffs. Yeah. I like you, but not yet. Where's Barrack? Barrack is over here. Barrack stares at you through his narrow eye slit, saying nothing at all. The only evidence that he still lives is the steam of heavy exhalations that escape the cracks of his helm. Are you okay in there, Barrack? He continues to stare, unmoving. Though you can't see his face, you get the impression that his mood is darkened even further. The stench that his armor exudes has intensified. Barrack, did you die under there? A loud sigh escapes the helmet, and Barrack shakes his head in tire bewilderment.
You betrayed Graven Ash, the Legion, and our northern countrymen. As far as I'm concerned, you are a traitor to this campaign.
Barrack leans in close, looking ready to throttle you. It was my right as Tunin's Fatebinder to choose a side.
And you made no choice whatsoever. Well done. You will find the Tears a friendless, unsympathetic place. Let us be clear on one point. You have my blade, but my heart belongs to Ash and the North. I am a weapon bound to you only by duty. Nothing more.
Oh, isn't that comforting? You know what? That does it. I'm going to leave him on the bench. At least for now. I'm going to leave him on the bench and see how it's going to work. It's fine. Because I don't want to be bothered. And looks like you like that. So sure, we'll put that there. And then, what is this? Heavy armor? No. Light armor cloth? No. What's this? Heavy armor bronze? You already know this sigil. This sigil you can learn. That's excellent. And that's it, right? That's it. Okay. Oh yeah, you need more stuff too. Do we have any helmets? Only this one. I feel like that would increase your recovery, so kind of don't want that, but recovery plus half a second. Right. What is this? Recovery plus 0.2 seconds. Oh, yeah, this is the one we need to look at. It says no recovery increase. Yeah, so she could probably use the protection though. Long term will get you a, you know what is covering up your magnificent hair? No, we're gonna let it go. Fine. All right. Let's do that. And she likes afflictions as well. Where are the points? Here we go. Points. Oh, wait a minute. Good Lord. She needs that for sure. Damn, her setup of points is kind of jacked up. You as well. You only get 1 point. Well, yeah, let's put in quickness. Let's get that up. Let's get that up some. You. Oh, it's witch that's low. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, let's get this even. All those are fine. Now you know what, let's definitely give these people some extra spell slots because they need that. And then you. Oh, I really need to respec you because all of your points should be up in here and it's not. That's fine. We'll get this one. That'll give me the ability to discover new magics while we're traveling. That's cool. And then for you, let's see. Afflictions applied ebb have their durations reduced. Kind of want that, to be honest with you. But here, send a charge bolt of arcane energy. Oh man, you don't even have 1 point in it. All right, fine. Charge bolt, that's fine. Grants bonus armor while she's wearing light armor in combat. Sure. Territor's call. Lift the target to the air and violently throw them back down to the ground, or cause each enemy in a cone. No. Let's go with this one. Let's get some more. That's a moderate bonus to armor while Ebb is wearing light armor in combat. Let's do some more of that. We're gonna face the Bane soon, but not quite yet, I believe. So we're gonna chill on that. Grants more experience with lore spells and magic stash. Yep, 2 of the people in the party will benefit from that, so sure, why not? And then that does all that. Stirring visions, that's fine. This favored, can't stand me. What does this do? Once per combat, gain a damage absorption shield for a short time if you fall to low health. Oh, this is passive, excellent. And you get the passive, foes have -6 accuracy around me, and I can drain strength even though I would never use that. And then Lantry, Wheel of Ages. The Fame and Lantry work together to create a slowing aura around a party member. Foes within range of the aura are slowed. When party members move inside the aura, they will have their hostile effects suspended. Huh. Isn't that nice? Okay. And Ebb. Ebb imbues a Fate Binder's weapon with the ability to channel lightning through it. While the effect remains, the Fate Binder's attack will evoke a powerful electrical explosion. Isn't that nice? Okay. Graven Ash. Oh, nice. I maxed out my Wrath with Graven Ash. And Voices of Narad is not pleased with me either. But Bled and Mark doesn't feel too bad about me. That's nice. Okay. For what I remember, engagement wasn't that important anyway. Enemies just broke it and ate the attack. Taunts were better. Okay. Probably right about that. Probably right. Oh, wait. So, she can also get Grave Light powers from here. I forgot about that. So what's this? 14 health grade from 2 meters. What's this one? Use to create spells that generate an aura around the target. +4 armor, emitting allied for 30 seconds. +4 armor, +10% magic defense. For 3 seconds. 3 seconds is nothing. That's not helping me all that much. What's this? Day's Affliction and 5 armor stolen. Health drained. 8 damage restored is health. Interesting. 16 health. I don't remember how much. Oh, paralyzed affliction. This paralyzes enemies as well. That's kind of a big deal. Okay. 55. Accent that provides. Here, hold on. How long does it paralyze for 3? This is paralyzed for 4.7. This is not quite. Actually, now I think about it, this is more important. 4 meters, 45 lore required. That's cool. That's not gonna get it done. That's not gonna get it done. Yeah, and that would be it. All right, you know what? We'll do that. That's fine. She definitely. We need all our people with a way to restore health. It just is what it is. So let's increase that intensity. No, if I increase the intensity, that's it. And the range is more important. Assign. We'll put that there. Now, let's go rest of them. Terratus Grave Light. Okay, so we've already got the up close version. Let's just go ahead and throw the impact version on there anyway. There was one of these I was able to add on, I swear. Nope. No, none of them? All right, fine. Let's just assign the Phantom Bolt then. Oh, okay. They're saying, is this the one I already have? Okay, yep. Phantom Bolt, I already got it. 1, 2. Here. 60. It won't let me do that. 100. Oh, that crossed 100. Why is it that they hold this one in so much high regard? Emitting allied for allied air effect. Oh, because it applies to all of them. So +4 armor. Oh, wait. So maybe it's stealing that armor. Grants allies a bonus to magic defense. Is it stealing that armor from enemies? So it's stealing armor and magic defense from all enemies and giving it to us? Is that what's happening? Maybe? All right. Yeah, that's the good stuff. Crowd control easily beats tanking in this game. It makes Ebb and Siren very strong. Okay. Yep, that's what I'm kind of focusing on with her. So, in fact, I kind of also want to do illusion, but you know what? I don't want to go all in on that because then, actually, this stuff damages as well. It paralyzes and it drains health, and this drains health as well. So these are crowd control and its damage. So I don't have to worry about going too much on the damage part. Can you freeze? Frozen affliction. Okay, so you can freeze people with this as well. Interesting. Now, let me double check her stuff. She's doing this. So she doesn't have anything yet that really increases her grave light stuff. Grants a bonus to control, grave light skill, and grave light damage at night. Grants lore. Can you even control? Yeah, this does have a daylight cycle. But yeah, where the path I'm going, it's not really going to focus on grave light, so it doesn't matter what I'm doing for her. Sigil of Force. This uses Sigil of Force to channel arcane energy into magical force. What does that mean? This does dazed, and it's a concussive bolt. Interesting. Tidal burst. Blasting enemies and pushing them back and dazing them. What is daze? Recovery increased by 50%. Ooh, haste. 25% move speed, 25% recovery speed. Haste. We like haste. Oh, and you could make haste an area of effect for 85. Whoa. And for how long? For 45 seconds. Oh, Lantry, I need you to get up a couple of points, Playboy. And then what's this? Weighted stance. Immunity to prone. Okay. And then there's one more I want to understand. Atrophy. What's this about? Negative. Oh. That's taking stance. Stats. Okay. Yeah, we're not interested in that. She already has what I want to give from life, right? Vital body. What is this? A chance to target with a long-lasting regenerative effect. 2% health for 3 seconds, 45 seconds. Emitting allied. Oh, this gives you a radius and let you steadily increase out, but it's requires 100 lore. Mirror image, she cannot do. Unravel mind, she could do. This is 40%. It needs more range. What is the intensity? Intensity is 20. I'm sure this is a grip as well. Yeah, exactly. But unravel minds, is it the cone? It is the cone, right? 100. That's fine. That's fine. You know what? Oh, it wouldn't. We couldn't get. Those are the only two that we can get from Gravedigger. That's fine. You know, we're gonna go ahead and throw at least one, just regular old spell on there. So we're gonna increase that, and that's that. Fine. We'll work with that. And then for you, defend party, nah, aggressive. And then what's War Mage? That fights offensively. She will focus on dealing damage to low health targets with Grave Strike and Spirit Shot, then finish them off with Return to Source. If enemies get closer, she will attempt to push them away, repelling blasts. When in danger, Ebb will attempt to tear this gate towards low health foes in effort to remain offensive while disorienting their enemies or manipulator. Ebb will use her ability to control the tides of battle. At the start of combat, to obscure the battlefield in the party's favor with Mother's Breath. What's Mother's Breath? She will then attempt to find high threat targets and focus on using Territor's Grip, Territor's Call, and Mother's Embrace on them. If enemies get too close, she will repelling blast. Sure, that's probably closer to what I want. What is... Oh, Light of the Grave. Ebb surrounds the party in a glow of gray light energy. When affected, the party's attacks will transfer health from enemies. That's interesting. Arcane Missile, Territor's Call, Grave Grasp. I don't know what... Oh, so we automatically get Repelling Blast. That makes sense. What's this? They said a mother something. I don't know what they're referring to, but it's fine. Okay. We are going to try to see if the game will let us roll this way. Hopefully it does, and I don't end up having to come back here. Marco, what's going on, man? How are you, dude? Seems like this game was basically made for mages with how interesting all the magic lore is. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, it is. It is a really nice playthrough as a mage. Also, what exactly is an archon? At first, I thought they were just Kairos' generals, like a rank bestowed on them, but now I don't know anymore. It is a rank bestowed on them, but usually it's bestowed on them because they figured out some form of power that nobody else has. Oh, Vendry as well. Oh, you can hire people to be here. I forgot about that. Spire's upgrade. Select the region to view the information about this edict. There are no active edicts here. Edict of Fire, Edict of Storms, and Edict of Stone. Okay. So I can have a merchant with a monthly collection of items for sale. Revos will create camping supplies periodically. A skill trainer who teaches unarmed, parry, dodge, and subterfuge. Skill trainer who teaches one-arm weapons, parry, and athletics. Skill trainer who teaches dodge and athletics. A battlefield scavenger with many unique items for sale. Skill trainer, a smith who regularly produces weapon. An old beast woman who regularly provides food to take into battle. A fate binder with the ability to change what skills you are proficient in. I really need that. A conquest, a swindler from the Bastard City who's able to acquire valuable items left unattended. And a skilled trainer who teaches control life, control vigor, control grave life, and the use of magic staff. We're going to go with the smith first because Verse will appear the next time you travel to the mysterious device. Okay, Verse strongly needs that guy. And then we're going to wait because the other guy we need, we don't have enough money. Power. It needs more power. Okay, interesting. I wonder what this stuff over here is for. I don't remember. But yeah, we need to be able to respect our characters because our stuff is not quite right now. So, I cannot use any of that. So let's go over here and see what's up with this. And what's this? On closer inspection, a series of symbols carved around the base of the structure come into view. One symbol pulses with a blue-white glow. The pattern resembles the glowing lights of light seen on the floor of Ascension Hall moments before you found yourself transported above the clouds. Beast Dog, what's going on, man? How are you? Archon is a person with superpower who Kairos use like generals. Exactly, basically. As you stare at the symbol, the chill of the wind abates and your chest swells with warmth. The air finally feels welcoming, your lungs sated at last. I'd be careful going any closer. This whole tower is humming with energies that we don't understand. Lantry holds his quill poised above a sheet of parchment with anticipation. Now, I didn't say back away. Let's find out what it does. Just be cautious. You stake your claim on the tower and everything in it. Whatever that sculpture is, it belongs to you. I can feel power running through this place. Ebb surveys the surroundings, her gaze sweeping to the object at the center. You can sense the magic of the spire even from down below. But up here, this close to the axis of the spire, the deluge of energy is numbing. What is this thing? The surface of the stone edifice trembles at your words. For a brief moment, the solid rock undulates, the same motion as a quiet pond rippled by rain. An echo bounces back from afar, your voice distorted and unfamiliar. Is this thing? Your voice, for a moment there, it sounded like a song. The sculpture is once again still. There's a rush warmth through your body, a jolt of innervation that steadies your balance, a barrage of tactile sensations flood your mind as you feel footsteps and wind, but not on your face or your limbs. A moment later, the flood of information begins to make sense. You are feeling the wind against the spire, and even the weight of your own feet, as if the spire were a second spine. With this connection made, you feel your awareness pull from this place, not as a traveler, but as one glimpsing the world from impossibly far away. In this moment, there is nothing you cannot see, though you see it nearly all at once in a flood of sensation that is difficult to parse. You see a spire at the crossing of an ancient stone structure, two walls extending off into the distance. At the base of this eternal spire, settlers and merchants act in every way unconcerned, toiling under the observation of unforgiving taskmasters. As the shadow of the spire falls over them, the mood changes. The settlers pause in shared unease and look up at the sky, toward you. Though you haven't seen it in person, you are certain this is a vision of Lethian's crossing, for nowhere else are the Tearsmen brave or desperate enough to settle at the intersection of bane-ridden old walls. Near this settlement built at the joining of the ancient walls, you see a breach in the massive masonry, a cleft into the forbidden hidden realm within the old walls. Drift closer to the spire. The spire feels similar to the one you now occupy, though instead of radiating arcane light, it reeks of dust and crumbling stone, a branch withering once pulled from its tree. It reaches for you with a barely perceptible tug. Drift into the old wall's entrance. Shadows envelop you, muting all sound and vision with slight delay. There's a feeling of perversion, of wrongness. Whatever arcane power is allowing your senses to drift free of your body seems to falter in this place. Figures haunt the stone halls, drifting emanations of cloud, claw, and fang. They pay you no heed, but you fear them all the same. In the depths of this forbidden place, the deepest chamber is bathed in light. An arcane symbol illuminates the floor, though the details hurt your eyes when you focus. With a gentle tug, the focus pulls back to a new horizon, though it takes you a moment to recognize it as Vendrin's well. You've returned to the awareness of your immediate surroundings. The effect leaves you unsteady on your feet. The link between you and the spire recedes. The arcane bond is still present, but the mystical energies for the moment are quiet. Your body flooded with excitement and fatigue. It's unclear whether the mystic connection is strengthening you or siphoning. The tower offers nothing by way of answer, and you know that asking would only yield more silence and mystery. The deluge of sensation is over, but the positions of the other spires still linger in your mind. From your vantage point atop the mountain spire, you can easily spot the mysterious structures, each of them rising high above their distant surroundings. Back in business. So are they born with their ability to make new magics, or is it gained later in life, and that's how archons are chosen after demonstrating their ability? Either or. Sometimes they're born with it, sometimes it reveals itself later on in life. Yep, I agree. And that's what Eb was talking about. She's like, you know, what causes an archon to be chosen? Are they chosen from birth? And it seems like some of them are. But it's still, I don't think the game really gives direct answer to that question. The powers of the archons and Kairos itself are somehow connected with the towers. This is one of the mysteries of the world that is poorly solved. Exactly. That a sequel will hopefully help clear up. Did you sense that? Lantry signs a long sigil in the air, squinting at you as he works his cantrip. The ripples are everywhere. When you move, the magic of this place stirs and churns. That portal over there, those burning braziers, they all grow more intense as you approach. I think it's responding to your presence. Before we get ahead of ourselves, it's worth remembering that you ended Kairos' edict. That's no small feat. Maybe your connection to this place is related. Either way, sounds like something for the arcane-minded to investigate. All right. Interact with the Spire device. Investigate the Spire. Find a way to Lethian's crossing Spire. Okay. Received a missive from Bleden Mark. Is that right? A stab in the dark. Kid, it appears you've gotten yourself into a bit of trouble. But was it treachery or merely a misstep? In the heat of combat, gut intuition is not infallible. I'll give you that. Of course, most do understand there'll be little more than a warm splatter on the ground, should they decide to fight both foe and ally at once. Your saving grace is the Spire's awakening, which has floored even the adjudicator. However, if you defy the Overlord again, the court will have no choice but to also openly denounce you. I would caution you to tread more carefully should you truly wish to walk among the righteous and chosen. This path you now skirt is one of darkness and death. Will you keep closer to the light, or the shadows, as they say? Choose correctly, or I'll be compelled to kill you as I have slain countless detractors and archons before. Understand? However, perhaps most luckily for you, as an acting agent of the court, you still have a chance for redemption. Your penchant for mayhem has brought discord on our conquest and ired our allies. Should you become caught by one of them, my guess is they'll have an interesting punishment awaiting you. Come to an agreement with Ash or Narat, and we all would rest easier. Do hurry if you would like to live a little longer. Bled and Mark, Archon of Shadows and Court Blades. Hold the missive over Cadillac. Arrange a meeting. Bled and Mark, Archon of Shadows and Court Blade. As you said, I am still within the good graces of both the Overlord and the court. As such, I have nothing to fear and will not be cowed by your not-so-veiled threats. If you have something you wish to say to me, meet me face to face. Or can you yourself not step from the darkness in order to do so? I'll be waiting. Send it. Boop, boop, boop. I like that it's poorly solved. It makes the world feel a lot more mystical. Kairos probably knows what it's all about, but keeps the knowledge hidden like she does everything else. I can see that. Mystery is cool. Yep. Real thing. What's going on? How are you? All right. What happens when I press this? The sculpture doesn't respond to your touch. All right. Well, so much for that. Vendrian's Well. Citadel. You know what? I want to go down here first. Because I don't know. Yeah, there should be things I can loot down here, right? Or at least look at. Yep, here we go. Loot, Vendrian Bow. All that remains on the plates and in the goblets are molded bits of bread and dingy water. A decent meal hasn't been had in this room for a long time. The intricacies of this architecture suggest a master of craftsmanship that is far beyond what one would expect from a normal tier.
Found something.
What is this? Trickster's Tooth. Looks like that's a dagger of some sort. The stone throw is caked with a solid layer of dust. No one has sat up on here for quite some time. Excellent. Down here. Oh, snap. Hold on.
So, the Scarlet Chorus and Disfavored are at each other's throats. Can't say I didn't see that coming, but the Archons might have waited until one war was over before they started another.
Do you think I made the right decision?
Claiming Vendrian's Well and kicking everyone out? It took brass balls the size of the Gates of Judgment, but I don't fault you. If the siege was really that badly mismanaged, then I don't see that you had any other choice. It'll make you more enemies than friends in the long run, but friends are overrated. Who can say? War is all about compromising your morals, deciding who lives and dies. What seems like a mistake turns into your greatest call down the road. I'll say this much, our time together is anything but dull. My blades are yours for as long as you'll have me.
Noted. I have questions for you.
What do you need?
I would like to discuss your apparent connection with Barrick.
You've just got to know, don't you? I suppose there's no point in hiding it. Barrick and I are siblings. We share a father, if little else.
That's interesting. Didn't she mention like she pretty much abandoned her family? Or felt like all of her family sucked? And doesn't that mean then also she has a bloodline where she could have joined the Dishonored if she wanted to? That's actually kind of cool. And he says that, but he also has his own agenda. I like the letters mechanic.
I try not to think too much about some northern merchant dropping anchor in my mother's port, but it happened. And the fortunate result stands proudly before you.
How did you two become aware of this?
There were a lot of lazy days during the conquest, and among other things, I spent my off hours using messenger birds as target practice. You should have seen Ash's anger when he heard that was going on. One day, I snagged a bird that flew from the hands of a proud northern daddy. The missive was about the goings-on at the family farm. I recognized the name and handwriting from a note in my mother's belongings. There weren't too many people named Barrack in the army, so tracking him down was no challenge. I cornered him in camp, and we shared a few heated words. Some blackmail, even.
So maybe he was always with the father, she was always with the mother, and they weren't really together? Interesting. Do you even like each other?
I've tried to get along with that ironclad knot of repression, but it would seem he's having none of it. Good riddance, then. The war's tossed us together, but nothing says we have to keep that going. The most we do for each other is try not to get the other one killed, which is more than you can say for most disfavored and Scarlet Chorus.
Have you noticed any significant impact, Verse?
I've asked myself about that several times, but unfortunately I don't have what you'd call a definitive answer.
Oh, in fact, now that I think about it, I think Barrack and Verse get a attack that they can do together.
The Northerners put a lot of meaning behind family and blood. Seems arbitrary to me, but I don't want to discredit it entirely. I told you about what happened to my Scarlet Fury sisters. The hesitation I experienced. Sometimes I wonder if that wasn't because of my connection to Barrack. He's stubborn, regimented, everything I'm not. I suppose there's no telling for sure, but if I had to guess... Yeah. Sometimes I get messed up in my head, and learning I had a brother has helped me understand that better.
I've heard enough, though I'd like to return to this topic when both of you are present.
Whatever you say. If it makes Barrack uncomfortable, I'm game for anything. What do you need?
All right, we'll talk again later. Saying that, and then Lantry.
At least in theory, I'm supposed to be observing history and not getting myself wrapped into it. All the same, this is the thrill of a lifetime. Rarely does one stand so close to monumental moments in the making. You've made a lot of enemies during the Battle of Vendrian's Well. If the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus stop fighting each other, one or both might get the notion to crush you underfoot. There is hardly any opposition to Kairos left in the tiers. Yet this civil war forestalls any formal close to this conquest. I can't imagine the Overlord is amused by these recent events.
I think the Overlord is waiting for someone strong to take charge. That will be me.
A very bold sentiment. But you are correct. The Overlord puts great stock in those with initiative and strength. Why else would Kairos keep around a henchman like the Voices of Narad? Think of it this way. You took control of Vendrian's Well, angered the Archons, and Kairos hasn't killed you yet. Given how the Overlord works, I'd say your continued existence is an argument that you have Kairos' tacit approval. Whatever you do next, consider that many eyes will be upon you, for you have both delivered and taken away the Overlord's edicts, and few will know how to make sense of the latter. You are an exception the Archons cannot afford to ignore. They will likely aim to control or destroy you.
Have you heard of edicts being broken before?
Most of Kairos' edicts were either worded to end in a manner of the Overlord's choosing, or the edicts have simply continued in perpetuity. That's not to say there haven't been stories of broken edicts. They're just uncommon. The oldest is, I think, Golbraith and the Edict of Sorrows, and that tale dates back to around the year 110. Aside from you, the most recent was the Edict of Twisting Grasses, back in 380. In all these stories, Kairos' edict very clearly gives its victim a single way to escape, and someone manages it. What's never happened is the pure abatement of an edict, like using a spell of warding or cancellation.
Noted. Now let's get going. Actually, have a moment, let's talk further. So what's on your mind? Do you want to discuss matters of the present, or would you prefer a more scholarly rant? Let us discuss current matters.
Of course. How can I help?
Know anything about the region we're in?
Vendrian's Well is the southern end of the realm of Apex. Used to be the remote vineyard and elk hunting grounds of Apex's richest. They use the term well since all the rivers roll down from the ring of mountains and leave the soil sprouting year-round. Houses Vendrian, Palox, and Tarkus all had reclusive estates out here back before the war. I think that's why the Scarlet Chorus had good recruiting success first time through. One thing to die for your village, another to die for your master's favorite elk-ridden forest.
This is an excellent point.
Of course. How can I help?
No.
Vendrian's houses. Of course. How can I help?
It's interesting to stay in blue. What are your thoughts on our traveling associates?
Are you asking for an objective assessment? Or is this your way of saying you want to gossip?
Barrick, what do you make of them?
You must have some leverage over him, as I would have thought he'd lead us into a disfavored trap long ago. Or maybe the Legion is just that polite? I must admit, I am completely fascinated by his predicament. Ever tried diagramming the articulations of his armor? Don't. It'll only lead to madness and ruination.
Thoughts on verse?
I know little of swordplay, and couldn't work a curve and arrow to save my life. I can't really comment on the lady.
Lady? You're just afraid to talk in front of me, clear as day. Your sweat is easier to read than your ink scribbles.
No, not at all. I just don't know how to comment on a warrior's worth, that's all.
Spare me your blather.
Verse pauses to read Lantry's body language.
Huh. Think that, do you? Didn't know you had such swollen hope for me.
No need to keep secrets, Lantry.
A most fascinating specimen. I think she has great potential. A dangerous amount of potential, to be blunt. The Scarlet Furies are the fighting elite of the Scarlet Chorus, and that means floating to the top of a sea of blood and chum. We should consider ourselves lucky to have her on our side, with her weapons usually pointed away from us.
What do you make of Ebb?
Good tidecasters stay underwater. Kairos did the Tears a favor by erasing those moon howlers from history. A shame one of them escaped justice.
Damn! Damn!
I like that I make you this agitated. Considering all the things that don't seem to bother you in the slightest. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of getting off on how much power you're giving me here.
Oh, and then there's your coquettish act whenever someone calls you on your teeth. I'll be the one ready to tangle when, not if, you decide to pounce.
Lantry's voice actor is immaculate. I agree. In a real subtle way. Like, you don't realize how many layers there are to it until you start talking with him personally more. And then he gets to show some of his anger and some other sides. Yeah, definitely. I'm impressed with the work thus far. Speak of something else. I am
nothing if not a semi-reliable font of knowledge.
I'd like to know more about you. Oh, I never had a full dialogue with him? Oh, wow. I definitely need to do that, but we're not going to do that now. For now, I want to move forward to other things because it's almost time to end this stream because I am getting tired. Yes, this voice acting is very good. Yeah, I agree. Definitely. Wholeheartedly agree. Ooh. I guess we have more items to loot now. Oh, that's right. Some places I wasn't able to get into before. So, yeah, let's go ahead and search around.
It's all in the reflexes.
Research, dagger plans. These partial plans describe the possibility for creating a powerful weapon. Huh. These small barrels are nowhere near large enough to keep the Vendrian Guard comfortable and well rested. Sleeping occurs in short shifts with soldiers rotating in and out of beds. Bloodstains litter the training grounds. Vendrian Guard trainees spar in the area, perfecting their martial craft.
No dice. Not happening.
No, I was in here. It's just that this wasn't a box that could be looted before. Plans, Iron Lock Gauntlets. This old book is fragile and hard to lead. Plans for Iron Lock Gauntlets. This thing can be created with access to a Spire Forge upgrade and the proper materials. Lockdown can be created with access to, yeah, same thing, okay. I hope that upgrade is the Smith. Maybe the smith can make stuff that we might be missing. And yep, something over here. What's this? Spiked iron helmet.
No dice.
That does not help me. None of my people use heavy armor. Yes, Lantry, huge potential. I think I will be keeping him around in the party for sure. Alright, that's not much, but okay.
No dice.
Maybe go around that table. Nope, nothing there. And over here. That's just regular cheese, okay. And camping supplies if I wanted it. Let's see, is there anything that I flat out can't use? Once per rest, is this considered to be a rest? Quicken. Yeah, I need to update your heart bar.
You got it.
All good. And let's open up here. Here we are. Oh, Fifth Eye. Fifth Eye didn't die here. He died inside. But okay, sure. If you want to put his body out here, I'll take it. Damn.
No dice. Not happening.
They're not going to let me loot that damn chest that... I hate it when games automatically move into a scene. Ooh, light leather vest. That might be useful to me.
It's all in the reflexes.
No, I know for
Yeah,
sure that's
no.
going to be useful to me. This damage dates back to Kairos' initial conquest of the Tears. That it is one of the few blemishes remaining is testament to the Vendrian Guard's reconstruction efforts.
Ain't that
Yep,
at
there's a
all.
lot of stuff there that's useful. All right, let's go over here. Yeah, because when I was down here, they forced me into that scene showing the gates being open, and then it automatically pushed me inside of here. This chest was available originally. The central spire stretches into the clouds, towering at a height that is difficult to comprehend. From here, it appears completely unassailable. More heavy armor that I could sell. Hopefully I'll have enough gold soon to be able to hire the guy who will allow me to respec my characters. But you know what, even if I do that, it's still gonna be, they'll still probably force me to wait a certain period of time before they'll allow me to do a respec. So it is what it is. We'll have to deal with things for a bit. It's fine. Whoa! Oh! No, the camping supplies are in there. That's why that's showing up. I was like, wait a minute. I was just over there. Oh, we should probably yeah, let's do it like that. Do that. Okay, quick save. In fact, no, let's do a full save. Oh, it doesn't like that. Oh, world map. There we go. Woo! Here we are. Okay. So these are all the different places we're gonna have to meet. So Bassus City is next, it looks like, but yeah. So and then next is Sunset Spire. I don't remember if it lets you visit all the different spires. I think the decisions you make at the beginning of the game might decide it, or who you align with in Act 1 might decide which spires you get. But I heard actually that you see more content by going independent, but it's almost like you get less content because there's less people willing to work with you, so you don't get as many quests. So it'll be interesting to see how this works out. All right, Tunnin's Court. When the Bastion City fell to Kairos' armies, Tunnin the Adjudicator, Archon of Justice, claimed the palace for his own. Now Tunan's court serves as a center of law and governance for the tiers. The only issue I have is I wonder if you're supposed to meet with Bled and Mark before this. But I assume not, because you got that letter. There's no way to just... Here, hold on. Could I could technically go here first, right? But that's probably also what piss off Tunan. So nope, we're going to go here. At the end of the road, a small child crouches next to an abandoned wagon, rummaging through its contents. From afar, she resembles a bedraggled urchin, smirking, face lined with dirt, her tunic torn and thoroughly stained. She spots your approach and lets out a small yelp, sprinting off into a copse of trees and vanishing from view. Follow the girl. You follow the child as she weaves between the trees until the forest gives way to the open fields of a small farmstead, empty from the last harvest. The girl leads you across the grounds, past 2 empty houses and a row of clay beehives, eventually racing into an open barn. As you enter after her, you see a clutch of children huddled in the rear, trembling as you approach. There are 6 in all, gaunt faces and tired eyes shared amongst them all. One boy drops a small knife as you approach, letting it vanish within the folds of straw at his feet. The children swear they are alone, claiming to be orphans from a massacred village. They fled during the fighting and retreated to this farmstead. Its owners, they claim, slain by Kairos' forces. The barn is full of harvested rye and a few jars of stored honey. No doubt the reason why these children are still alive. Leave the children food and rings. Send them to train as spies for Tunan's court. Tip lore. Ask about the empty cart on the road. Leave the children behind. Ask about the empty cart on the road. Some of the children exchange concerned glances before the little girl you trail speaks up. Her voice wavers as she blurts out a stammering explanation. The cart was likely used by a traveling merchant and abandoned what soldiers crashed in a nearby area. Her eyes flick to the ground for a brief moment, long enough for you to follow its gaze to a leather boot barely visible between tied bundles of standing straw. You push past them and kick aside the bundles, revealing the corpse of a middle-aged man with multiple puncture wounds in his neck and back. The children gasp at the revelation and some begin to cry. The girl pleads innocence, claiming that the man discovered the farm and attacked her, pinning her in the straw before her friends returned and stabbed her to death. She begs you to believe her. Burn down the farmstead. Leave the children food and rings. Send them to train as spies for Tunan's court. Though mere children, the scamps are tenacious and clever. Requirements for survival out here alone and may be of use in Tunan's court. Left to their own devices, they will almost certainly die in time. You pen a declaration. The children are to be evaluated by the court's fate binders for possible service, and should they be found lacking, assigned to local tradesmen as best suits the needs of the city. The journey won't be easy, you caution, but it is necessary if they want to survive past the next season. The young girls take the parchment and thanks you, though the rest of the children look unsure of the matter. You collect some grain and honey for yourself and exit the barn, leaving them to contemplate their fate. Sounds good to me. Damn, now I want to play Tyranny 2. Further, I haven't played DLC. Tyranny is a fantastic game. Absolutely, absolutely, I recommend playing it. No, he shows up after you talk to Tunan. Okay, cool. So I haven't screwed that up. And it looks like he just sent me a missive, so let's read that. A stab in the dark. For shit's sake, kid. Learn to read between the lines, will you? How can I teach you to run if you refuse to even crawl, But luckily for you, I'm feeling particularly hospitable today. Meet me at Ashfield, and who knows, maybe I won't kill you on sight. Put the missive away. The missive is archived. Oh, maybe I should have burned it. I don't know. All right. I think this is a good place to leave it off. I'm getting pretty tired, and I know this is a robust conversation that you can easily screw up. So we will continue this. I hope all of you enjoy the streaming session today. I certainly did. And hopefully I will be back at it tomorrow. But until then, I need to get some rest. I need to go to sleep so that I can go to work in the morning. So I hope all of you have an absolutely fantastic day. Take care. When I get a gaming laptop, Tyranny is going to be my first purchase. Any other PC RPG recommendations? Plenty of abandonment, but let's go one at a time. Get Tyranny. When you finish Tyranny, just circle back with me. I'll have plenty more recommendations for you. I might even have some new ones, depending on what games come out this year. I know Broken Rose is coming out. King Arthur's getting an expansion. There's some things coming down the pipeline, so you might have plenty of options by the time you get that laptop. We'll see. But for now, take care, man. Have a good night. Glad you're able to join the stream.